I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Going live shortly. Get out of here. I am live. It just took me forever. Oh no. Oh dear God, what have I done? Hello everyone. Welcome to my Son HW stream. It's a pleasure to have you all here as always. My apologies to all of the players and everybody who is waiting. I know it's been a delay, but I woke up late, so what you gotta do. In any case, here we are. Good to see you, Sarmation Black Phillip, a move hacker, everyone. I'll catch up on the chat in a minute, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and get this tournament ready to rock and roll. And I'm gonna be doing that right now. So let's go ahead and share my screen and throw up the tournament brackets. There we are. So here we are, everybody. Season 2, tournament number 4. Anybody who started a match or anything, you know, sorry, you played in vain, but you got a nice warm-up match in, because I haven't randomized the brackets yet. So let's go ahead and, as we usually do, we go ahead and check this out. What if you were born Dick? Oh no. Metahoed 55, you've caught the loophole. If you were born a dick, then I guess you can be a dick. Hey, and ZC Zombie Mike, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. All right, so first things first, we got 34 players today. Just to cover what this is for, $10 Steam gift card and a position in the Season 2 finals, which I'll need to be announcing a date for pretty soon. Other than this, please be sure to read the rules. I'm not going to go through each of the rules except for the main rule, which is if you guys don't have your faction entered into your name in the challenge brackets, I will be kicking you out. So consider this the first warning. I'm going to go through the player list in just a moment. And after that, that is your final warning. And then you have whatever time I give you, which will probably be less than a minute to 5 minutes, to go in and add in your faction pick before I disqualify you. Once we get to the semifinals, we go to best of 3 scenario where it's a double ban system. And yeah, from there, battle settings, make sure you're keeping in mind on that. And we should be good. In any case, let's go ahead and pull up the participant list, go through it together, guys, and take it going, and take it from there. So, let's refresh. The beard has arrived indeed. Fancy webcam position. Trying new things, gotta gabos. I was waiting for you, Ozer. All right, so, find someone who was born a vagina. I know people were born out of a vagina. All right, so Aura of Death. I need you to get that faction pick in there, please. Warriors of Chaos for low 0. Hell yeah, Warriors of Chaos. Let's see it. We got Dwarfs of the Karaz Angkor by Move Hacker. We got Green. You need to add in your faction. Vampire Costa for Shadowhunter. Wood Elves for Loopy. Beastman for Kark. I'm excited to see Wood Elves by Loopy again. Dark Elves from Sacred Band. We got Dark Elves from Karstein. We got Vampire Counts. Remember, VC is Counts, VP is Coast. So Vampire Counts for Zombie-like. And Zombie-like, if you're listening, if that wasn't the faction you had in mind, make sure you go change it right now. Poel 90, we got High Elves. Apache, we got the Dowie Hammer right there. Look at that. We got Hyali Nali as the Lizards. Ooh, great Lizardman player. Dark Elves by Demondred. Sim, Dark Elves. Journeying Brew, Dowie, so that's going to be Dwarfs right here. DW, Dwarfs. We got Sacred Band as Empire, so this is Daniel. Jamie Lannister is Empire. We'll see how he plays this tournament. You're in Beastman because he got pretty far last tournament, I believe. Sentencia, Empire. Iron Thunder, Vampire Coast. Hadres with greenskins. Woo, woo, woo. Way to go, Hadres. Way to represent that beautiful greenskin. Furiosa is bringing the Dwarfs. We got Wood Elves for Soter. We got Empire for Marcel. Sneaky Kazdan, Dark Elves. Bella, Vampire Counts. Odium Viash, Skaven for Pugnoban. Dr. Payne, High Elves. Hey, Dr. Payne, good to see you in the tournament today. Ben the Barman, Skaven. Got Rigson, Skaven. Hell yeah, I haven't seen Rigson in a second. Hadvar, Angren. Oh, nice. So we got one clan Angren, so maybe we'll see some Belagar Ironheimer today. We got Wood Elves for Sarmation, and Crabling as Skaven, and Black Phillip as the High Elves. Okay, guys? So I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. I'm going to start kicking out anybody who doesn't have their faction in there. So please make sure, if you're listening, go do that right now. And I'll give it 10 seconds before I refresh and start booting, okay? Any questions in the chat, by the way? I know we're starting a bit late, so I apologize to everybody who's probably confused in the lobbies going like, wait, when does the tournament start? I thought the tournament started now. My apologies to you all. I'm a terrible tournament admin. Good tournament caster, not a good admin. All right, so let's see here. Looking like a hobo today? Oh yeah, man. I woke up so late, threw some water in my beard. My hair's probably all crazy. Haven't eaten, haven't had coffee. Ooh, it's rough. Journey Brew is the best in the game. Take care. Loria. Oh, I'm excited to see that. Let's see how he does. So here we go. I'm gonna refresh the brackets once again. R of Death. I'm sorry, my friend, but I am going to be booting you. 0, you're good. Green 0. Damn it, man. I don't like to boot you. All right. Vampire Costa. Let me know if I'm missing anybody, but I think this tournament today, most people had their faction picks in there. So I'm happy to see that people are starting to get the hang of the rules. We only had 2 people that we needed to boot today for not having their faction inputted. So, progress. The progress is true. You're the lone chaos player. Well, Hosier, I think I'll get a look at that when we start the tournament. So I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle the seeds now. So sheets have been shuffled. 35 player tournament right now. And I'm going to process them to check-in results. And then we are going to start the tournament. So there you guys have it. The tournament has officially begun. All right, Dark Elf players ready? Just waiting on chaos. Still my stream up for some stupid reason. Why don't I do that? All right, let's get my face off the screen here. And we're going to go into our first best of one for the Season 2 Tournament 4. And right now we got Demandred, who played very well in last week's tournament, versus Low Zero, who's played well in plenty of our tournaments as a regular participant in the stream. So wishing him the best of luck too. Well, thank you, Totomoko. Yeah, spread the word. Get everybody to these tournaments. Let's see how Journeying does. I'll just call him Journeying from now on. How about that? Or Brew. We'll just call him Brew. Unfortunately, I can't change his name on my stream. Also, what I really need to do is turn off the music here because God knows we don't really need music. Oh yeah, this music's good pump up music for this battle. Alright everybody, here we go. Getting into our first battle between the Dark Elves and Chaos. Now starting with the Dark Elves being led by none other than Demandred, we have our blue player here, and he's going to have what appears to be 3 units of Blackguard and Aggron, 1 Hargoneth Executioner here, 2 Dread Spears. He's then going to have 3 Repeater Crossbows on these Dark Riders here up front. Gotta love that unit, very capable of putting out some serious damage. He gets 3 Cold One Knights for that anti-large cavalry contingent for his mobility. And then, just make sure you're not missing anything else, which it doesn't seem I am. He's going to have up in the air a Sorceress of Fire, a Supreme Sorceress at that. She is going to be on top of Manticore. And with her, she will have Fireball and Cascading Fire Cloak, as well as Kindle Flame. I love Cascading Fire Cloak, a very nice utility spell. Now, going on to our red player, Warriors of Chaos being led by Zero. Looking at the infantry line here, we're going to see what appears to be, wow. Is that 3 units of Chosen and 2 Chaos Marauders? Wow, I love that. So we'll see how they do. Oh no, sorry, 2 Chaos Warriors along with 3 Chosen. Crazy. Aside from that, he will have 2 units of Chariots, both of them going to be Chaos Chariots. He's going to have a healthy number of skirmish cav in the form of 1, 2. So 3 Marauder Horsemen, 2 Marauder Horsemasters, and then he's going to have some Chaos Warhounds on his right flank as well. For the leadership of this Chaos army, we will have none other than Sartorial, the Everwatcher, and he is going to be bringing with him Final Transmutation, the Scroll of Leeching, as well as Arcane Conduit and Stand or Die. Now, here it goes, and both armies have pretty significant cavalry contingents, especially in the missile cav department, so we'll see who comes out on top. I mean, Chaos does have 5 units of skirmish cav, a bit cheaper than the Dark Elf cav, and you know, since they can fire while moving in all directions, I think they will be able to out-skirmish these Dark Riders quite well, but obviously it's all about the micro here when it comes to the skirmish engagements. Looking over here, got some Dread Spears pretty far up compared to the rest of the army, but it doesn't look like they're going to be, you know, singled out and killed or anything, and they're actually getting pulled back to the army now. A decision I like. You don't want to keep units too far away where they can't be supported by the rest of your forces, and in come some Marauder Horsemen throwing some jabs into the sides of them, but they, oh yeah, they're going to be hitting in the back, getting that maximum damage. But when you just look at the field right now, it does appear both players playing this very patiently, content to skirmish with each other. The Dark Elves deciding to take advantage of their cavalry advantage in the melee cav department, because it doesn't look like Chaos has anything to challenge their large cavalry here. And I mean, looking across the Chaos army right now as a whole, it just really doesn't look like they have a lot to challenge the cavalry at all. Chosen, yeah, no, I mean, if the Dark Elves keep their Cold One Knights alive, then they have a pretty significant advantage in terms of the mobility department, just because they have those heavy hitting melee cav. So yeah, I don't know. This is going to be an interesting fight. We'll see how it plays out, but I do find the lack of anti-large on Chaos's side a bit disturbing, but Zero obviously has his own playstyle. Yeah, Chosen are very amazing, and Kolo, I remember you swearing by Chosen quite a lot. And they got those silver shields too, so I mean, against Dark Elf skirmishers, these guys are going to do excellent. 120 armor, 60 melee defense. Yeah, those guys are going to be so tanky. I mean, I think Harganeth Executioners will be able to chew through them without too much problem, just because they're armor piercing and bonus versus infantry, but Blackguard and Nagron, I'm not sure how they're going to fare. They do have the armor piercing on their side, but some pretty significant defense for the Chosen. Over here, it looks like Chaos is doing a good job of singling out these Cold One Knights, and the dangerous thing for the Dark Elves right now is Chaos just needs to get enough damage done on these Knights to cause them to rampage, and then he's going to lose control, and those Knights are going to go flying off in bad directions. Right now, we're going to see the Chosen taking a couple shots from the repeater crossbows before they pull back into safety, and both players playing this incredibly cautiously, and I can't blame them. These best of one rounds are nerve-wracking indeed, and nothing sucks more than losing a battle because you feel like you didn't play it as smart as you could have. Ooh, Cold One Knights going up the field, or the hill, and looks like they're going to pull around before they completely commit to that charge. If he doesn't reply within 15 minutes, Kazdan, you can claim that as an automatic victory, and then you just bump yourself up in the round as a win. In the end, the winner is the Blood God. Well, that's always a good winner to have, right? So here we go. Chaos Chariot coming through here, doing quite some good damage on the charge there. And it does appear, well, what looked like a full-on charge is now turned into the Blackguard and the Harganeth Executioners pulling back around, getting a rear charge from Sartorial, with the Chaos following up shortly after. Looking at what's happening as a whole across the field, it looks like the Dark Elves have just pivoted hard to the left side of the map. The repeater crossbows are actually doing much better in these engagements than the Chaos Horsemasters, which is surprising. Horsemasters should be able to win that engagement, but as I said earlier, it's all about the micro, and right now we're seeing Demandred micro those repeater crossbows quite well. Harganeth Executioners getting terrified though, and what a big loss. And there's just so many Chosen over here stacked on top of these Blackguard and Nagarond that I would have liked to see these guys spread out a bit, to be honest. And if we are going to see any kind of ability from the Dark Elves like a Soul Stealer, then it would be dangerous. But fortunately for Chaos, there are no Soul Stealers, just Fireballs. But Final Transmutation upgraded, going down on top of the Dark Elves over here, and it got 4 units, so it's doing a ton of damage. The Supreme Sorceress of Fire is stuck now because of these Marauder Horsemen pinning her in place. Arthuriel diving in on the back of her. Is she going to be able to get out? It looks like she will, with the help of her Cold One Knights diving in to block an avenue of escape for her. And there she goes up into the air, wavering, battered, but still alive. Meanwhile, on this side, we're going to see the repeater crossbows have actually dived into combat to rout these guys. Not a bad choice, and they're also stopping the Chaos Chariots, but now we have some Horsemasters diving in here, and Horsemasters will make quick work of these crossbows, and I would love to see these Cold One Knights get microed in over here to come protect these guys. We got a unit of Cold One Knights just staring into the forest, suspecting all sorts of terrors to come sneaking out, but I think they're going to be waiting there a long time. Alright, Chaos Chariot still doing a ton of work, getting focused by the repeater crossbows. But right now, Chaos is in the lead. It looks like they're in a pretty strong position right now. Low Zero, although the initial engagements were looking a little bit dicey, has done some great work pulling this back in his corner. And right now we see repeater crossbows, 2 of them not looking too great. We have some Marauder Horsemasters coming in here to chase them down. But alas, those Cold One Knights have been microed into combat, and they will be more than a match for some Marauder Horsemen and Horsemasters with their high armor and bonus versus large. Over here, going to see the Supreme Sorcerer, for whatever reason, decided to dive down again, and I don't know if she's going to be able to get out of here. Looks like she's on the ground. Is she going to be able to pull out? Oh, no! Sarthoriel gonna kill her dead as a doornail right there. Man, this forest is dark. Let's get out of here. And I think with that, we may see the Dark Elves start wavering a bit. But look at this, guys. Over here, we're going to see so many of these Chosen are not looking too good. Well, 2 of them still relatively healthy. Okay, I lied. There's still 3 of them, and they're all around half health. Sarthoriel throwing down another huge final transformation, or transmutation, and I think with that, I don't know how the Dark Elves can take much more of a beating. The balance of power is so far against them. Their leadership is gone. Chariots are on the side of the Chaos. We have Unbreakable Terror Lord on side of Chaos. And, you know, in spite of that Cold One Knight mobility advantage, we just saw Low Zero play this really, really well, and in spite of not having any anti-large to speak of, he was able to take down those knights. Oh, thanks for that information, Green. I didn't realize it was 60% block. Yeah, I prefer Harganeth Executioners over Blackguard lately, if I'm being honest. But all I know is I'm happy that we saw Chaos win. Nothing against Demandred. He's a great player. Hope to see him in the tournaments moving forward. But got some new blood here. We'll see how Zero does. And Chaos with a victory in the first round of the tournament, guys. Can you believe it? This one good for you guys. Wood Elves versus Skaven. And 2 very good players at both. Loopy beat Skaven last tournament in the final against Seamove with Wood Elves. So let's see how he does here. Score going to be 0-0. And let's update these player names. And yeah, we got an ODM Civil War. So these guys know each other's tricks. Balls Crusher, I mean, I'm not saying it's his fault or anything. It's that if I check him in, it will break everything else. Like, the bracket gets finalized based on check-ins. And so I can't just, like, add him back in because then the brackets wouldn't, like, yeah, it just wouldn't work. So I'm sorry. I want him to play in the tournaments, but I'm going to say the same thing I say to everybody who forgets check-in. It's like it creates too many problems to try to go back and, like, restart things or anything like that. So I am sorry, but we will have another tournament next week more than likely, and maybe a flash tournament in the middle of the week because I do these things all the damn time. And yeah, so sure he'll get a chance. This is a map for Orion for sure. All right, everybody, loading into the map now, and let's see you into the battle here and see who comes out on top in this very small, very fighty map, Troll Country. I'm not sure, Black Phillip. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sure somebody else in the chat does. But here we go. Starting. Oh no, I didn't update the factions. How embarrassing. And red faction is Skaven. Phew. That would have been awkward. Alright, here we go. We got the Wood Elves led by Loopy in blue. And his army will consist of 5 Dryads, 4 Wild Riders. It appears 2 of them with shields, 2 without. He will have a Spellsinger of Life up in the air with Regrowth, Earthblood, Life Bloom, and a Power Stone, as well as Blessing the Ancients to get that extra Winds of Magic when she's in the forest. Even on the Hawk, it does count as long as you're flying in some trees. And then he's got Orion down on the ground with Horn of the Wild Hunt, the Hounds of Orion, Foe Seeker, Cloak of Isha, and that will be all. I like this army. He's also going to have 2 Deep Wood Scouts, and taking a similar deployment as he did in last tournament's final, or last week's final. Now, for the Skaven, being led by Viash, one of the best Skaven players out there. He's been playing Skaven since before it was cool. He's got 5 Skaven Slave Spears. He's going to have 2 Storm Vermin with Sword and Shield, 1 Storm Vermin with Halberd, being the Council Guard with their unbreakable nature. He is going to, in the back line, have a ranged contingent consisting of the Warplock Giselles. He's going to have 2 Doomflayers, 1 on either flank, backed up by 2 Rat Ogres apiece, bringing it to a total of 4 Rat Ogres. Now, for his leadership, down on the ground, we do see Lord Skrolk. Lord Skrolk will have Liber Babonicus, Rod of Corruption, and he's, yeah, really dug in here. No, Skrolk. As well as Vermintide and Pestilent Breath, as well as Stand Your Ground. So, here we go. Battle should be underway shortly. And looking at the deployment, it's going to be an interesting one right off the bat. With a lot of Dryads coming in from the rear. We got a lot of these Wild Riders too, and some Deepwood Scouts. So, yeah, Skaven going to be deployed in the wrong direction, but I do worry about the Wood Elves in the sense that Rat Ogres and Doomflayers will have a heyday against Dryads. So if they get caught at the edge of the map, they could be killed very, very quickly. And Storm Vermin with Sword and Shield turning around will also be more than enough to help out in that combat. And yeah, I think these Dryads could get outmatched just by what they're trying to hit in the rear. The Wild Riders will help a ton though. And so we'll see how these units are used because they are going to be absolutely pivotal in this combat against Rat Ogres and Doomflayers. So, anybody's game, and we'll see where it goes. Orion hidden in the forest over here, probably ready to throw some cheeky spears over there. And look at him, he's even got some cover. He's concealed and covered. This guy knows his cover and concealment, everybody. In the chat, 4 kudo points. Who knows the difference between cover and concealment? Yeah, good list by this game player. I mean, good list by both players. Curious to see how this goes, and right away, what is this game player going to do? Oh no, he doesn't know. He hasn't noticed yet. he hasn't noticed. It's going to be surprise, surprise, Wood Elves in the back line. And, shit. Yeah. That's a really good engagement for the Wood Elves. The Doom players, though, are going to be very difficult. We'll see if these Wild Riders can get on top of them and pin them in place. But in terms of this engagement so far, it looks like the Wood Elves will be able to take it, especially if the Spellslinger comes over here to help out. And these Dryads are going to be tying down these Stormvermin and the Sword and Shield just in the nick of time before they can come over and support. Over here, same thing is happening where we're seeing these Wild Riders rout off one of the Rat Ogres. And this is so similar to the last battle where it looks like we're going to see Loopy losing out his Deepwood Scouts pretty early on, but in return he's doing a ton of work in the back line. Rat Ogres are both routing. We have Doom players back here, and now we have Orion coming in, and Orion, I imagine, is going to be wonderful at killing Doom players. He's got a lot of weapon strength. We'll see how he does here in this combat. And now we have the Dryads doing what they do best, which is clean up all of this chaff infantry. Skaven Slave Spears are going to be their specialty and will get chewed up no problem. But there we go, one Doom player down. And looking across the battlefield right now, the Skaven just look a little bit out of place, and the Wood Elves are doing a great job of targeting the most important units they need to take care of. And looking at the field right now, you see one healthy Rat Ogre and one healthy Doom player. Everything else is routing, and if these Wild Riders can finish off the rest of the Skaven mobility, they will be able to take care of the rest of the Skaven army at their leisure. And here it goes, Lord Scroll getting double teamed by a Spellsinger of Life as well as Orion, and look at the damage he is taking. The Council Guard are over here helping out, and these Dryads are going to lose in the combat against them. They are unbreakable, have armor piercing, much stronger unit, and has some Rat Ogres are coming in to support too. Looks like the Liber Bavonicus was cast on top of the Spellsinger of Life, trying to get rid of that healing. I can't fault them for that decision. I probably would recommend going for that healing caster as well. But the balance of power are dead even, maybe a bit in favor of the Skaven. But looks like an Awakening of the Wood going to go down for that Spellsinger of Life. And we'll see if she gets out of this combat, because if she gets pinned in here, she's going to be in a bad place. But 54% charge bonus coming in here. And here comes a Wild Rider rear charge. Going to do a lot of damage, even to that armor piercing anti-large, heavily armored Stormvermin. Spellsinger of Life needs to get out of there, but here comes another rear charge, and everything but the Unbreakable unit here is going to be breaking. So I think Wood Elves could be in a pretty strong position here. They need to kill Skrulk, but as of right now, I mean, they're doing all right for themselves. Natty Boo Boo Sharpshooters have been compromised. As long as these Dryads can kill them off, then they'll be in a good place. But we do have some Doom players coming down to try and assist. Yeah, I mean, this is a crazy close battle. Hounds of Orion going to go through, continue to do some nice damage to these blobs of Skaven. And I like Orion in this matchup. I think his abilities complement Wood Elf armies well against Skaven. But here we are, guys. Going to see some of these Clan Rats chasing down some Wild Riders, and the Wild Riders are all looking pretty weak over here. Got a couple over here that are a bit healthier and just got an Earthblood on top of them. And Lord Skrulk is still being singled out by the Spellsinger of Life as well as Orion, but there he goes, running off like the cowardly Skaven he is. And slippery Skrulk. Orion really doesn't want him to get away. And now the Balance Spire looks like it's in the Wood Elf corner. And Skrulk is wavering. He is terrified. And can Orion kill him? If Orion kills Skrulk, then I have serious doubts about this Skaven's opportunity. And look at that. Skrulk is off the field. And yeah, without Skrulk, these Skaven's chances just went really... just got a lot worse. Because, I mean, what do they have right now? They have the Council Guard for that Unbreakable Infantry. They have 2 healthy Stormvermin. And they have the Natty Boo Boo Sharpshooter with the Doom Player. So they still have some tools, but with how low the leadership is, Mr. Terror Orion is just going to have a field day. And we still have healing on the field, guys. Spellsinger of Life is still up in the air, just below half health. And, yeah, at this point, I think the writing's going to be on the wall for the Skaven. And this would be the second tournament in a row we'll see Loopy defeat the Skaven with Wood Elves. Yeah, I mean, solid game from both players. I'm trying to think, you know, I liked the Skaven list too. I think we're seeing right now the strength of that Skaven list. I think both players had very strong armies. And in the end, it just came down to a few, you know, few slight trades that just went in favor of the Wood Elves. And I think Loopy's micro with his Wild Riders, as always, has been very on point. Over here, it looks like Orion going to be able to pull through these guys without too much of a hassle. And they're going to start chasing down the Doomflayers. And the Wood Elves are doing great work now. They're just going to ignore all this infantry because guess what? This infantry can't catch them. Why fight with them when there's units over here to kill? And so now we're going to be seeing all of the Wood Elves change their targets, going for the Warplock Giselles, going for this, Doomflayer. And once these guys are dead, then this infantry will still be there waiting, just walking around as quickly as they can, trying to catch up. But Orion's legs are just so much longer, these poor little rats. Something about him running up there and then just doing like an underhanded thrust, I find funny. In any case, great game to both players. I think we'll call this one for the Wood Elves at this point just because the leadership game is so securely in their favor. And there's no Liber Bobonicus or something to pull off one of those ace-in-the-hole plays at this point in the game. But, as always, we have plenty of time for some cinematic elf charges. Get him, Orion! Oh, there goes the charge as soon as they turn around. Boom, pulling back out just as quickly as that. Spellsinger of Life coming in. And, yeah. Should be a great game to both players, but at this point, Terror's kicking in, and we will see Loopy taking this victory himself. And I have to say, I'm happy to see a Wood Elf player doing so well in both of my last two tournaments. I think Wood Elves are an excellent faction, and especially against some of these really high-tier factions like Skaven, they have some pretty good matchups. Mike is winning the whole thing. You eat apples 420. Welcome to the stream. I need to get coffee after this match. I just realized I haven't had any. But man, fun first match, and I enjoy this fight. Skaven versus Wood Elves is a fun matchup. But Loopy gonna be taking that one 1-0. Alright, here we go, guys. Can turn off the music now as we load into the battle. And take my ugly mug off the screen as we see the Beastmen face up against the High Elves as Kark dukes it out with Dr. Payne, two very experienced veterans of the game. So let's see who comes out on top. And once again, to all the people tuning in, maybe some of you for the first time, I don't know, I want to thank you all for being here. It's always a pleasure casting these tournaments for you guys, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. And also, last but certainly not least, as always, big shout out to the players for playing in these tournaments. They take a lot of time of their days, and these guys, although I know it's a game and, you know, we all enjoy playing it, like, they put a lot of effort into coming up with some great ideas and, you know, becoming so good at the game to where we get the pleasure of watching them play at a crazy high level. So, in any case, without further ado, let's go over these armies. So, starting off here with the blue player and the Beastmen, because we don't see them as much as we'd like to in tournaments, we're going to have, I love it, 5 Ungor Spearmen. One of them going to be the Destroyers of Drakkwald, Regiment Renowned, with poison. He is then going to have 4 units of Razor Gore herd. He's going to have 2 Gore Bulls, and these Gore Bulls will have on them nothing but the lovely Blood Greed trait. He's going to have Malagor the Dark Omen with Vile Tide and nothing else, just to spam what yeah, the Primal Fury here. No, that's not it either. If you're bringing Vile Tide, I figured it would have brought also the ability that goes with it to regenerate Vigor. In any case, I digress. We're going to have the Eye of Morsley, Regiment Renowned Cygor here. Magical attacks, has a net ability. I love this unit, and he is incredibly accurate. He can do some massive damage. Now, last but not least, let's cover the mobility contingents, and we're going to have 4 Centaurs of Great Weapons, a very OG type of Beastman army, and God, it's giving me a hankering to play some Beastman, I'm not going to lie. Alright, taking a look at the High Elves now. High Elves are going to have what appears to be 5 units of Spearmen, 1 White Line of Trace. He's going to have 3 units of these Lyrian Reaver Archers, and then in the back line, we're going to have 2 units of Dragon Princes. Up in the air, we are going to have a Moon Dragon, supporting Alariel the Radiant on top of her Great Eagle. And Alariel will have Phos Protection, Star of Averlorn, Arcane Conduit, Life, Earthblood, as well as the Shieldstone of Isha, Shield of Sapphire, and Life Bloom. Now, here we go. High Elf player playing this smart, sending 1 unit of Valyrian Reaver Archers out here to do some scouting. And immediately these Centaurs of Great Weapons are going to be pulling out. And we'll see what happens from here. The Cygor, has he thrown any rocks? And if so, has he gotten any kills? 0 kills so far. Looks like he's going to be throwing them at the Dragon Princes. And yeah, not going to get any damage in there. I would like to see the targeting be on the White Lines of Trace or something at first. Hit the units close to you. Oh, but then again, killing off some of these Illyrian Reaver Archers isn't a bad idea either. It's just when it comes to these mobile units, you're going to be wasting a lot of ammunition because they're going to be capable of dodging it, whereas the infantry will have a much harder time getting away from one of these shots. But, ooh, a very nice big hit there as it hits both those units as they're bunched up. But here we go, guys. The frontline charges are going in. We're going to see Spearmen diving into the High Elf Infantry and Razor Gore Herd following those charges up and dishing out some pretty serious damage. But now Cygor over here is getting left a bit out of position. What's going to happen? He's getting shot full of arrows, but he has a net ability, and I think Moondragon may be forgetting about this. As long as that net goes down on top of Moondragon, he's going to be in a bad spot. Come on, hit him, hit him, hit him with it. Nope, not going to hit him with it. Okay, over here we're going to see some Centaurs of Great Weapons getting routed off by Dragon Princes and the Lyrian Reaver Archers. Centaurs of Great Weapons coming through here, actually, and it looks like they're trying to get some rear charges, and we're going to start seeing breaks appear in the High Elf line. Over here, it looks like the High Elf line may hold just well. But with the rear charge coming in, Gorbul support, and Alariel the Radiant now stuck down here into a very dangerous position. Oh my goodness, I think she'll be able to pull out there just because the Gorbuls will probably knock her through. But boy, oh boy, Alariel, oh my god! And there's that Vile Tide, and Alariel is just taking so much damage. She's going to get back in the air, but now I think she had to sacrifice her Moondragon to do it, and I don't see how the Moondragon will be able to pull it like she did. It is not nearly as agile. It's a much bigger target, but just as I say it, look at it pulling through. Is that Moondragon going to get out of there? And it looks like it will. Wow, these Spearmen holding on just long enough to allow Alariel and the Moondragon to get out of there just in the nick of time, but Beastmen are now overwhelming the High Elf line, except for, I guess, on their left flank. The High Elves did come out on top. Cygor is still throwing down rocks. And, yeah, he's going to continue targeting those Lyrian Reaver Archers, and I have to say, yeah, I'm okay with that as long as he keeps up the targeting, and he is doing that. Over here, going to see Centaurs of Great Weapons. Still, 2 of them relatively healthy, and the 2 Gorbuls still very, very healthy. And this Beastman army, I think, is very, very solid. I really like the choice of the 2 Gorbuls and Malagor. You don't see that as often as you used to. And as we can see right now, this Beastman army, although a bit strange by most people's point of view, I think is very, very well put together. I like the Razor Gore Herd, too. Their mass is really, really useful. Phos Protection going down here on top of the Dragon Princes. And we're going to see a lot of missile fire coming into support. But, oh, that breath from the Moondragon. I didn't even see that happening. But actually, it might have done just as much damage to the Dragon Princess based on the angle of it. But there go the Dragon Princes. They're going to start routing. We just heard another Bile Tide going off somewhere around here. And the Beastmen are starting to take the lead. The balance of power is shifting in their favor. And when we look around the map here, you know, Alariel and her dragon can heal up. They do have Earth Blood, but... And they also have one more Star of Avalorn. But at this point, it's just there's not enough infantry, I think, to support them. There's not enough cavalry to support them. I just think it's going to be downhill from here. And look at this. We're going to be seeing the Star of Avalorn going down, but guess who isn't inside of it? Alariel the Radiant. She needs to go get inside that Star of Avalorn because she's easily the MVP of this High Elf army, and without her, nothing else will work out. Alright, Moondragon pulling out of the Star of Avalorn. Dragon Prince is coming back in. And I haven't seen this net from the Eye of Morrslev yet. Maybe I've just been missing it, but I really need to see that net. Moondragon driving in on top of the Cygor, and yeah, I mean, at this point, Cygor is going to be a tough target to snipe. He did get knocked over there by that charge from the Moondragon, but he's back on his feet, ready to rock and roll. We're going to see some terror kicking in on the High Elf infantry. Balance of power starting to even out, though. And Dragon Princes, as they do so well, are just stubbornly staying alive into this late game. 14 models left. A lot of Beastmen starting to waver, and at this point it's starting to become a more even match, but the two Gorbals, I think, are going to be what saves the day for the Beastmen. And oh my goodness, Alariel the Radiant just got hit with a rock, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we go. Going to be seeing a nice rock attack into the back of that Moondragon. Double Gorbal action. Yeah, this is anybody's game now. Balance of power is just starting to go back to dead even. And, yeah, I mean, as long as she can get some nicely timed heals down, she could very easily take this home now, because look at this. The High Elf leadership is now starting to take it away from them, and the leadership is staying strong for the High Elves, while the Beastmen is starting to waver in a lot of places. Big Earthblood going down. And will Kark's Beastmen be able to pull it out against Dr. Pain right here, or will the healing of the late game be too much for the Beastmen to overcome? I mean, right now we still have a pretty strong hero squad in this mix. But balance of power has shifted to red. The healing has been too much, and I'm really curious to see if I just missed all of the net abilities or if Kark hasn't been using them. I'm guessing I just missed them because Kark is an excellent player. Because, yeah, I feel like one of those nets being well-timed would have meant Alariel was killed in the beginning there. And because she didn't get killed, as we so often see at the High Elf match, if Alariel stays alive, the battle isn't over, and Alariel can always bring it back with a well-placed Star of Avalorn. So, great game to both players, but Kark gonna lose that in a very close match. Okay, here we go, chat. Get into it now. Let's take off my ugly mug, get rid of this army blocker, and get to the match at hand. Alright guys, here we go, loading into the map now. Let's start off with our High Elf player bringing an army that I would, yeah, that makes sense. That's above 250. Okay, so this would be the smallest army of all time. We're going to have 3 Phoenix Guard here, right? So we're going to have 2 regular Phoenix Guard, one of them being the Keepers of the Flame, Regiment Renowned with their magical damage, looking beautiful as hell. For the rest of the High Elf Army, we're going to have the Fireborn Dragon Princes. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. And we're going to have a Frostheart Phoenix, and we're going to have a Star Dragon. We are then going to have a Lariel the Radiant on foot, barefoot, growing flowers around her, with her toe rings on, and she's going to have a Star of Averlorn, Stave of Averlorn, Arcane Conduit, Tempest, as well as Earthblood, Frost Protection, and the Shield Stone of Isha. Ba, 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 ba. And now, going from here, let's take a look at the vampire counts. We also don't have the hugest army to speak of. Now, the vampire count army will consist of a unit, or here, let's start in the center. 2 units of Graveguard with great swords, 1 unit of regular Graveguard with zombies in front of them. We're going to have some Crypt Ghouls on the far right flank, and then another unit of Crypt Ghouls on the left flank for a total of 2. We're going to have the Mortis Engine here, looking beautiful. And then we were also going to have a unit of Black Knights, along with a unit of Dire Wolves. And then for the Air Force / Hero contingent, we're going to have a Terrorgeist. We are going to have a Vampire of Death with Spirit Leech, as well as Immortal Will. And then we are going to have the Red Duke himself up in the air on top of his Zombie Dragon. And the Red Duke Zombie Dragon will have that we'll have that armor-piercing damage, and he'll have El Sif, Foe Seeker, Raised Dead, the Hell's Dance Macabre, as well as Invocation and Heck, and the Breath, of course. So, both players should be ready by now. And here they go. Small army, slightly bigger army, but both players under 1,000. So, 679 versus 273. This is such small unit counts, and going to be seeing a ton of healing. It's going to be quite a heal fest. Yeah, I am worried for the High Elf's chances here. I think Archon's breaths from these Dragons and Terrorgeists and the Spirit Leeches are going to be more than enough to finish him off. I thought it was 250. And we are following the Warhammer Cup rules. Let me double check that really quick. No, that is 250. It's 255 exactly. I counted before we came in. Yeah, it's 250. It's a legal army. He has 257 models. And boom, look at that. First breath going in. And it's going to kill off a lot of Phoenix Guard. Damn. And not just damage them, but kill off models. So don't think they're getting any of those guys back. Meanwhile, over here, we do see the Terrorgeist duking it out with these bad boys. Oh, a Tempest going down on top of the Red Duke. And at this point, just not... Okay, there we go. Seeing some serious damage done here. Spirit Leech going down on top of the Star Dragon. Now, can Alariel help these guys out? Otherwise, she's just going to lose her dragon. Yeah, you don't want to be in an air engagement with the Red Duke. It's just not where you want to be, bro. And I don't think the Star of Averlorn is going to be down in time now. Needs to turn the Phoenix around to buy time for the Star Dragon to pull out of there. Yeah, that Star Dragon's going to get staggered soon. Yep. And there goes another stagger, and the Star Dragon's just going to die. Needs to get down on the ground. It looks like it's trying to do just that, but he's going to a place of false safety because I know that the breaths will be coming in too, and yeah, at this point, it's going to be tough. But there goes the Star of Averlorn. Should be able to heal that Star Dragon back up pretty high. Red Duke is now in combat with the infantry and everything, and he'll want to be careful there. And also the Terrorgeist is in combat, so no worry about breaths for now. But the Star Dragon is routing and is about to leave the protective embrace of the Star of Averlorn. And yeah, without the Star Dragon, yeah, this is going to be a very difficult battle for the High Elves. And as we're about to see right here, we're just going to see these guys get torn to pieces. I'm sorry to say these High Elves are not going to do well from here on out. We're going to see a lot of summons coming in, a lot of breaths, and with the Mortis engine here doing constant damage, yeah, I think the writing's on the wall. And this, chat, is just why I never, ever recommend a blob fight against the vampire counts. You got a Mortis engine, you got Invocation to Heck and those spells, it's just not going to pay off well for you. I think the Dowie can go toe-to-toe with them in a blob fight sometimes just because their infantry is so good, but as we're seeing right here, I don't know. I mean, granted, the High Elves haven't taken a ton of damage yet. It's just, at this point, they're completely at the mercy of the vampire counts. Red Duke is taking quite a lot of damage, though. I mean, if this Frostheart Phoenix can come over here and help take him down, then maybe, just maybe, they can get something going. But he needs to get the Frostheart Phoenix over there right now, and he needs to keep Dragon Princess on top of him. But look at that, the summon coming in, going to save him just in the nick of time. And now the Black Knights are coming in, and Frostheart Phoenix, who was going to come up in the air, he's decided to go back down on the ground again. Yeah, this is ugly, guys. This is an ugly fight. This isn't pretty. This isn't not a lot of finesse, just a lot of smash. But we'll go in for some lovely cinematics of Phoenix Guard duking it out with Graveguard with great weapons. Oh, wow. No more Stars of Averlorn after that. And, yeah, there go the Fireborn. We're getting down to the wire here in terms of the infantry. Once one of these Phoenix Guards break, I think everything else is done from there. And yeah, the Vampire Council just kept these High Elves in the pocket non-stop, not letting them get out of here. And now we have the Red Duke on top of the Frostheart Phoenix, dishing out quite a lot of damage. Guys, I'm gonna medicate while I wait for this. There goes the smash, the shatter, and bada bing, bada boom. We are through with that match, and that was rough. Yeah, I don't know why there was no missiles in this army. Because here's the thing, is this army has plenty of tools to help deal with the vampire counts. Like, don't be wrong, I think Phoenix Guard can be wonderful against vampire counts. I think the Fireborn can be useful. I think a Star Dragon, I mean, it's just what bothers me about this army is it's very one-dimensional. You have very little mobility options, but most importantly, you have no ranged options. So what this army does is it's going, all right, I'm going to bring an all melee, healing focused army against a faction that their specialty is literally we have only melee units and we heal better than anybody. So that's my problem here is like against Vampire Coast, use the advantages you have that they don't take ranged infantry, take different things here that the Vampire Coast counts don't have access to. Because I feel like if you go into toe-to-toe blob heal fight with vampire counts, you're going to lose 9 times out of 10. There are certain matchups, there are certain builds that can do it, but by and large, just make your rule of thumb not to do blob fights against undead factions. Now, red player here is Dr. Payne. And, oh no, running out of time. Vampire counts, and our red faction is going to be the Dowie. Dowie. This goes in the Book of Grudges. Okay, guys, so here we go. Let's start with the blue player, who has the vampire accounts, and I believe this may be Archon, given the smurfy nature of this account. We have 4 Graveguard with great swords and 3 units of Graveguard. We are then going to have 2 units of Black Knights, 1 unit of Crypt Horrors, as well as a Vargulf, and was it 2 units of Crypt Horrors I said? Yeah, just 1 unit of Crypt Horrors. And then we're going to have up in the air a Vampire Lord generic. He's going to have with him Undeath Resurgent, Wind of Death, Raise Dead, Behead's Dance Macabre, Invocation of Heck, Pestilent Breath. Now I'm really curious to see if we can see a nice Wind of Death. If we can see a Wind of Death in this battle, I will be thrilled. Now, for the Dowie player, we have Dr. Payne. Now, Dr. Payne's army, starting with the infantry, is going to consist of quite a lot of Longbeards. We're going to have what appears to be 5 Dwarf Warriors. We are then going to have 5 units of Longbeards. He is going to have 2 units of Bugman's Rangers, make that 4 units of Bugman's Rangers, 2 units of Thunderers, and 1 unit of Ulthar's Raiders. Aside from that, we are going to have a just a Bolt Thrower here. I don't think I see any other artillery pieces. And for the leadership of this Dowie army, we are going to have a Rune Lord. Now this Rune Lord, on top of him, will have the Rune of Wrath and Ruin and nothing else. So I got that Master Rune, and other than that, just a big army with a lot of units to chew through. And, this should be interesting. Looks like the Dowie will take up that central position. And the vampire counts are going to try to take the high ground and maybe avoid as much artillery fire as possible as they approach from this high angle. Oh, don't count the Dowie out just yet. Got it, Gabos. Got some vampire dwarfs underway. Wonder when the battle's gonna start. Yeah, dwarfs are tough for vampire accounts. Dwarfs have some serious options to bring to the table. Longbeards, tough nut to crack. Immediately going to see all of the Dowie pushing forward as the zombies push up the hill here. Or I guess the Graveguard, my apologies. The nicely dressed zombies, I should call them. I have a couple different vampire count banners just for you, Falcon. Why is everybody walking? Gorilla Bat zombies, yes. And we also have Crypt Horrors. I don't see Crypt Horrors that often anymore, so I'm happy to see them in this matchup. And we'll see if they can be used well, or if these Crypt Horrors are just going to get whittled down to nothingness very quickly by the abundance of Dowie missiles. And now for the real man, bear, pig, bat, gorilla, dog, we got Vargulf. Very cinematic opening as these players slowly move towards each other. Because I don't even know what Archon's walking for. I don't know what's happening. I mean, the Dowie are good because they have the artillery, so yeah. Alright, cool. Bolt thrower are going to be firing in immediately on top of the Lord there. And not going to be getting too many shots off initially. Dwarfs not attacking, so is this rule break? No, the dwarfs are definitely attacking. The vampire counts are the ones who have to do something. They have no ranged power, and Dowie are totally attacking. Yeah, they could be doing it to save vigor. I've just not seen somebody do it before. There we go. Reaper, I mean, those bolts still going out towards the Vampire Lord, just not making contact. And right now, I think the Vampire Count's playing it very patiently, really pushing their lineup in a good, slow formation. And now that they're in range, though, I'm curious to see the Dowie need to start focusing these guys down. And it looks like they are going to start focusing fire on top of these great weapons, because the great weapons are absolutely going to be the most threatening units for them to deal with. But if the Dowie can get through this infantry, then they'll be in a really good spot. We're going to see Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin down on top of this one. And we'll see if the Dowie are able to completely shut down this right flank of Vampire Count infantry before they can get through, because they really need to make a big win here with the infantry fight. Otherwise, they will get overwhelmed, as they do against Vampire Count summons. Vampire Count's going for a very strong left flank. The Vargulf is pulling back into that juicy, meaty center. But now the Vampire Lord is getting hit with a lot of missiles. Ulthar's Raiders in there, giving them that marked by Ulthar invocation going down on top of the generic Lord to try and help him out. But now Ulthar's Raiders getting smashed quite a lot on their own by the Crit Pores and the Vargulf, who have just come into the mix. And they're going to have to pull back very quickly. And like I was saying, it looks like the Vampire Counts are just overwhelming this front line. They need to kill off some of these. Oh, a big breath too. Damn, this Dowie army looks like it may be in for a rough start, as the Black Knights, Crit Pores, and the Vargulf have all been able to get past the Dowie defenses and do quite a lot of damage. However, now that I say that, this Black Knight is crumbling out. And did they already kill the other Black Knight? Because that's impressive if so. No, there's the other Black Knight. There goes another summon. And as I was just saying earlier, it just looks like the zombies are getting through the infantry too quickly. And the Dowie just aren't able to get enough of that ranged power down, that range damage down to really seal the deal and kill off any of these units. However, as I say, that Vargulf looking pretty weak, and here comes that Wind of Death, people. Oh, not going to do as much damage as I would have thought, to be completely honest, but still always fun to see that, and I think it's because it wasn't overcast. But now look at this, Vargulf is crumbling. He is not enjoying his life right now, but he does have regeneration and over 2,000 health points, so I'm sure he'll be back in no time at all. Alright, up here, a lot of the Dowie are still holding strong. Dwarf Warriors regrouping from there need to be brought back in. And over here, it looks like the Dowie have done a good job of slowing down at least the approach of some of these Graveguard with great weapons on the missiles, and are giving their missiles some opportunities to start opening fire again. But here come the Black Knights now, and Black Knights are going to charge into the Ulthar's Raiders, knocking them back very far. And Ulthar's Raiders are probably not going to be long for this world after a charge like that. Balance of Power creeping in favor of the Vampire Counts, but, you know, as I've said, there's still going to be a few ranged options on the field for the Dowie here. We got some Thunderers here, some Rangers here, some more Rangers over there. If they can get some of these ranged options firing consistently on top of the Lord, then maybe the Dowie can bring this back in their favor, since they still have their Rune Lord healthy on the field. But as I say that, the balance of power continues to creep further and further away from the Dowie army. But I do have to say, I like that the Dowie seem to be setting up a second perimeter here, getting another defensive line put together. Longbeards are back here, and Longbeards are going to be able to hold a lot longer than any of those regular generic Dwarf Warriors would be. And yeah, the Rune Lord is starting to get smashed a bit by the Vampire Lord, but in return he is getting targeted by the missiles, and the Rune Lord will live to fight another day. One unit I want to point out, though, that has taken little to no damage is these Cryptors, and these Cryptors have been absolutely devastating the Dowie infantry. Yeah, I think this is a GG. They're just not getting enough damage done quickly enough. And now that the Rune Lord is singled out, and possibly not much longer for this world. Yeah, without the Rune Lord, that's going to be GG. Dowie army is just starting to look really, really tattered. We see these Crypt Horrors finally getting shot up by some Thunderers, doing quite a lot of good work. But other than that, I just think the Dowie are not going to be able to pull this off in spite of some noble efforts. Yeah, I mean, solid play to both players. The Dowie just got overwhelmed a bit too quickly there. I would have liked to have seen the range line a bit further behind the main front line. Maybe a bit more of a checkerboard fashion, but nonetheless, great game to both players. Dr. Payne are going to go down 1-0 after that first battle in this best of 3. But alas, it ain't over yet.
Greetings, y'all.
Oh ho, there he is. I put the scoreboard up wrong, my bad. How you doing, Romulan? Thank you for joining.
I'm doing pretty well. It's a nice, cool day here in sunny Massachusetts. And yeah, looking forward to some juicy Warhammer action. How y'all doing today? How you doing, my son?
I'm doing well. I'm a bit tired. I woke up late, like 3 minutes before the tournament was supposed to start, so I felt bad about that, but yeah, fuck it.
It's going well. That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it, like a champ.
Exactly. But no, I mean, some good battles so far today. We had one pretty blobby high elf vampire count army, but other than that,
to be expected.
Yeah, to be expected.
It often is.
Not every tournament can be as epic as last week's was, where I feel like everybody had a different faction. Every matchup was interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what was the best game last week. I feel the Empire High Elf game definitely stood out to me.
I would say that one, yeah, where Carl Franz was like right on the brink of winning, and oh, that was so close.
Yeah. Carl on a horse versus a Lithanar.
Yeah, a Lithanar chat. It's craziness.
Making an appearance out of the shadows.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Reverend Ninja, appearance. This is my father, this is my father, Romulan Dog.
Yes, indeed.
You can call me Remus Cat.
That'd be funny.
There we go. That's what our cats will. Romulan Dog and Remus Cat.
Yeah. I might make that a surname. You never know.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. The Cats of Remus.
Yeah, I'll make it like a little joke Discord as well. But yeah, so we got Wood Elf versus Vampires here. It should be an interesting game, to say the least.
Always
Maybe
is.
Not, yeah, perhaps not always in the best of ways, but it's interesting nonetheless.
I mean, this is one of those matchups where there's sometimes we'll see crazy Air Force blob fights, which is always epic, but not really fun to watch. So hopefully we'll gravitate away from that, but I guess we'll see.
Indeed.
Are you of the opinion? I mean, it looks like most people in chat suspect that Bela Lugosi here, first of all, I love that name, is Archon the Black. And judging from how he's been playing, I'm not opposed to that viewpoint.
Yeah. seems it may very well be true. And we often see players who come out of nowhere and do very well,
It's true.
especially if they're using vampire accounts. It's a good key as to who they may be.
Mm-hmm. I was also there was a lot of talk about a player earlier in the tournament who actually missed check-in, sadly. Also, by the way, Shek Swanky, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I missed that. But his name was rather offensive. But Journeying, his name is Journeying, and the second name was a Brew. So you can read between the lines on what that's getting at. But there's a lot of people in chat who had came just specifically to see him playing, saying he's one of the best players out there right now. I was wondering if you'd heard of him.
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, the name doesn't really ring a bell, I must admit, though. I mean,
it doesn't ring a bell for me either, but there was like, I don't know, maybe like 6 people in chat who all came in at once. I think they're mostly Korean players. So I was curious to see him play, but I was bummed he missed check-in.
And that can often be the case, you know, it's another player from like a different market, or maybe there's a bit of a language barrier. Often you'll see, you know, what have you, a number of players in other countries.
It's true. All right, well, would you like to take the Wood Elves or the Vampire count, sir?
To be honest, I'm not sure I'd like to take either of them, but I'll go with the Wood Elf since I'm on their side anyway.
All right, lay it out for us, sir. What do they got for us?
So it's a very skirmish-heavy force here from the Wood Elves. We'll start with the infantry. They have 4 standard Deepwood Scouts. Then the rest is mobility and cav. We'll start with the remaining ground force. It's just a Sister of Thorn. Then we have 4 Hawk Riders. Oh, actually check that. Yeah. They keep popping all over the place. Make that 3 Hawk Riders. Now for the leadership we have... Oh, as well we have a Forest Dragon. Now for the leadership we have Spellsinger, Lore of Life. And she has just Earthblood, Regrowth, standard stuff. Now the Lord is a Glady. Standard stuff as well. Prey of Anthrema, Arrow of Kurnos. And yeah, very skirmish-heavy Wood Elf force. It has the Vampire brought to deal with this.
Oh my god, the army blocker's still up. Hold on. I'm such an idiot. All right, cool.
It happens.
Moving right along. Yeah, it's been a while since I've forgotten it up there, but oh well. In any case, coming right back to the Vampire Count army, we're going to see Dr. Payne with the infantry, 2 spearmen, and 2 Graveguard and 1 skeleton warrior. He's going to have a Necromancer on the ground with the Rod of Power, I believe. No, Forbidden Rod and Scroll of Shielding, as well as Master of Dead. Now, what are we seeing right here?
Looks like the action's getting started. That Vortex went down from the Von Karstein Lord, and they might catch the Lord here. But they do have the Sisters of Thorn with the speed debuff. I think he should be able to get away here, but this could be a quick victory if he doesn't. Oh no, he's turning and fighting. He does not want to fight this. He needs to get out.
He absolutely does. I mean, we'll see if an Overcast Regrowth can keep him alive at all, but yeah, I mean, I think he's putting a bit too much faith in the Deepwood Scout support to really make a difference here.
Yeah, this is really bad now since the Lord's gone. Now this Spellsinger and the Forest Dragon are isolated. They'll probably be next.
Yeah, no, this could be a very quick engagement, and Bela Lugosi could really be regretting his decision here, but the Regrowth that's Overcast is still on top of him, or just the regular Regrowth, so that Lord is healing up on his way out, and it looks like the Spellsinger will survive too with the sacrifice of the Forest Dragon.
Is this Lord going to rally, though? He should.
Oh, no!
I don't think he's going to rally. Oh,
no! Now the game's over. Yeah.
That's insane. That Lord had a third health and wasn't pursued. I'm really surprised he didn't rally.
I am too. His leadership wasn't coming back at all, though, and I mean, with that, I don't know. This Air Force with the double Terrorgeist and the Vargeist, Varkanstein, Vampire Lord, and the Caster, it's just too much. It looks like the Wood Elves are just on their heels, and they are not going to be able to catch their breath.
What a incredibly unlucky turn of events here as that lady just rounded off the field. I mean,
yeah.
If she rallies, could be a completely different ball game that could kite this out. But yeah, Dragon gone, Spellsinger gone.
Yeah,
looks like a quick GG.
No, it definitely does. And I mean, honestly, like you say, that came down to just a bad luck. There is a bad, it just worked out as horribly as it possibly could. Because I mean, when you look at the Vampire Count Air Force right now, all of the other units that were supporting them are dead. The Deepwood Scouts did do their job. And if the Glade Lady was still alive right now, who knows where this battle could have been heading. But at this point, it's just not looking good. But look, the Vampire leadership is pretty weak right now. I just can't imagine these guys being able to kill them by themselves.
Yeah, as well. All the damage they do here, if it gets healed up by an invocation of the heck,
Yeah.
that could just trigger army losses. Since there we go,
Yeah.
He just calls it. Yeah, that's very unlucky. With the Glady just routing out there. It was a nice jump by the vampire counts, but my goodness, that I would be yeah, I'm not sure. It could be a tilting have a tilting effect on a player because it's yeah, that's pretty tough.
Oh no, absolutely. That was vicious. And looking through the chat, seeing everybody's, but even some people saying it's deserved with that many Hawk Riders and 2 Dragons and a Hawk. But I mean, either way, yeah, the tilting effect that you bring up is very an apt point to bring into it, because I'm curious to see if Bella will be able to keep his cool, keep the composure as we go into this ace match. And I'm trying to remember, does he have first ban or not? Yeah, he has first
It's interesting that unit didn't rally too. Its flanks should have been secured since it had allies on either side, and it wasn't pursued within 100 meters. Yet,
yeah, I don't know what. I'm trying to think of why he didn't come back.
I think it's just unlucky RNG, and I must admit, I certainly wish I could have got such RNGs with Forest Dragons from time to time. It's a very slippery unit, and or at least can be. And yeah, just
And what do you mean
really
by
startling,
RNG?
I must say.
Sorry, can you clarify that?
Just sometimes how affects how the leadership works out as well.
RNG stands for.
I'm drawing a blank, to be honest.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, that's all, because I don't know what it stands for.
Random number generator. Random number.
Oh,
generator.
random number generator. Thank you very much.
But I'm not sure exactly how that affects leadership. Really, it might just be yeah, I'm not sure. It might just be strange effects on what I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. There's no real good explanation.
Okay. Well, we'll call it the randomness.
Yeah, like I've seen a Forest Dragon with 9 HP not shatter, but yet this Forest Dragon was closing in on 2,000 HP.
Yeah, and he was not showing any signs of him. I mean, I'll suspend my disbelief and chalk it off to he was shocked. He was shook. He got wrecked really quick, really hard there, He was concussed, and he just ran off the field, or she ran off the field dazed and confused.
Yeah, definitely. It went from 100 to 0, if you will, very quickly.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, great fight, and right back into it. Dr. Payne, after that last defeat, which I also felt was a pretty convincing victory for Bela Lugosi, a.k.a. Archon the Black. But, yeah, Dr. Payne coming right back with the vampire counts of his own.
Yeah, a very quick victory, and here we have an ace game to decide who goes to the finals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at what Falcon's putting in the
chat.
chat there. So, if units get tons of damage really fast, they have much worse damage sustain penalty than getting damage slowly. That's very good to know, and I like that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I'd like to go back and look at the actual leadership effects. Mm-hmm. Go down the list and see what the detriment was that made it right off the field. But what are the picks? Huh?
I mean, let's pull up them. Wait. What is going on?
He had a third spellcaster?
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
Look at this, huh?
Really? Only 2 spellcasters are alive, even if they have no spells.
Yeah, that is rule.
Fuck.
What was the third spellcaster?
I don't know, but he's not fighting it. So, I mean, I'm trying to think what the third spellcaster was. Chat, help us out here.
Yeah, we got so quickly into the battle, didn't go completely over it.
Well, yeah, because I didn't even see the vampire count army because they just started fighting so quickly. Yep. Damn, because they had the Lord. They had...
I think it was a Necro on foot, yeah.
Oh, it was the Necromancer on foot.
Yeah, it was in the center of the infantry, right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh. Yep. So we have a rematch.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Yep. It makes sense. He must have had the Necro in there as a battery, or perhaps it had.
He did have him in there with the passive heal and the battery, and it's absolutely right. That's too many heroes. That's too many heroes, too many casters.
Indeed. So we do have a rematch.
Oh shit! And that does mean that Dr. Payne has to just change out one of the casters and replace it with something else. So now, oh god, I think Dr. Payne's gonna get knocked out because
He does have a choice of which caster he wants to swap out.
that is true. That is very true. So
We'll see. I think one caster is just a Spirit Leech caster, from what I saw.
yeah.
Yeah, just across the board. It's
Looks
just
like
the 3-caster rule. It's just the good rule to have. Otherwise, there are certain abuses you can do in some cases.
Oh yeah, in terms of
So-
like endless winds of magic and stuff like that, you can really get.
Especially now with like Empire, you know, you can do Balthazar Gelt, Amethyst Wizard, and then the Fire Caster. You know,
Or Lizardman.
yeah, absolutely. Another great example.
Yeah, no, like yeah. Archon is the Cersei Lannister of the tournament scene, says Black Phillip. I mean, hey, he's taken the rules and he's taking advantage of them. I mean, that's what you do. If somebody breaks a rule and it's for money, it's for all that, you do it. And Archon, as you can see, does not have a position in the tournament yet. He has a position to compete for a position with the wild card tournament for the top 16, but I mean, at this point, I don't fault him for taking every advantage he can.
Oh, you're having a wild card tournament?
Yeah, that's what the top 16 leaderboard on the Army Blocker is for, is the top 16 players, and I'll remove from the top 16 people who've actually won tournaments. That way, you know, it's all people who haven't won a tournament.
Yeah.
And they get to fill the remaining 3 slots, the top 3, for the finals.
Cool. Wild card.
Wild card, bitches!
Always Sunny?
Yes.
Yeah, I always think of Charlie
cut the
jumping
brakes.
out of the van.
Yeah.
That's a wild card.
I
He
cut the
just
brakes.
jumps out.
Wow, bitches.
Yeah, exactly, man. I always
So
think of
good.
that.
I love that show. I'm not sure if it's the real one or not, but whoever it is has been playing well in the tournaments lately. Rebin. Okay. Damn. What? Speaking of tilting effect, now who has the tilting effect?
I think it's a lot more what happens in this game and after the fact. Before, it's just...
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely frustrating if you got such a quick victory. So
yeah, for me, I'd be like, quick victory, my headspace is in a complete opposite place, and then you have a very dramatic shift back to the realization, like, shit, I need to fight this again. But not only do I need to fight this again, he gets to counter the entire army he just saw. I'd be very, very, very worried if I were him. But in any case, I'll go over the Vampire Count army really quick, and then you can tell us about this new Wood Elves. Looks like we got everything the same for the Vampire Count army, but it does look like that Necromancer was switched out, right? Yeah. And I'm trying to see what he added, and I'm guessing it's just a Fellbat from what I can tell. Does that look right to you, Romulan?
Yep.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Looks like he took out the Necromancer on foot and added a Fellbat to his Air Force, and that will be it. Now, what about the Wood Elves, buddy?
Now the Wood Elves, we've seen a complete change in the stratagem here. We're going for a pretty blobby, tanky force. It consists of 3 Eternal Guard, one of them being the Arawar, the Winter Heart Guards. Now we have 2 Azurai Spear, one on either flank. Now we have 2 Wildwood Rangers, one of them being the Arawar, the Warrens of Cithril. And we also have the Arawar Treekin, the Fireback Elders. Oh, one of the Azurai Spears is the Arawar, Loix Tricksters.
What the
We
hell?
also have a single Wild Rider. What, did something just happen, or?
Oh, no, I'm just Loix Tricksters aren't something I see all the time. Thank you so much for the cheer, corner view.
And then for the leadership, we have just a Branch Wraith, standard stuff. Earthblood, Call of the Wild, Melkoth, Mystifying Miasma, and the Waste Stalker, and Orion. And Orion has, doesn't look like he... I want to see, does he have Shield Stone of Isha? Sometimes we don't see that. Oh, and he has Cloak of Isha.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure he has the bombardment spells.
It does not look like he does.
Yeah, interesting. But anyway, so a very tanky Wood Elf force gonna fight out in the woods here. And, yeah. I think the breast will be the key to the victory here
Yeah.
for the vampires. So we'll see how they play out. If they're lackluster, Wood Elves probably cruise to victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Waystalker getting some surprisingly good damage in here right off the bat on top of the board. But Alex, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it very much. But yeah, I mean, I completely agree. It has to be the Bretts that will lead the vampires to victory here. But unlike the High Elf army I saw earlier, where it was just 3 Phoenix Guard we're dealing with, this Wood Elf army has quite a lot more infantry, and I don't know if 6 Bretts will be enough to kill them all unless they blob up. But that would be pretty careless play from Bella.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Ooh!
Oh, there we go. Once
There's
again,
one.
and these dense box formations are good to tank damage, but they're not good for these breaths. Look at that,
No,
just a
yeah.
single Terrorgeist breath. A 3rd damage. Down on the 2nd most expensive, well, one of the most expensive units here. But look at the Vampire Lord. Half health already from the Waystalker and Orion poking him down. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Mostly a miss, but still. Yeah.
Still. I mean, it's just great
Yeah,
chip
half health.
damage, and it's going to force him to use some
Indeed.
heals that he doesn't want to use early on. And every one of those is an account in a fight like this. And that Waystalker is going to be what forces the vampires to attack. And right now, I'm about ready to warn them to attack, but not just kidding. There goes the infantry.
Yeah, because single entities won't really fulfill that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. They're moving anyway, but there's a Spirit Leech that went down on one of the Wild Riders, removing 7 models. So that's a nice little,
Oh, yeah.
nice start by the vampires to whittle down this very strong Wood Elf formation.
Skeleton Warriors are going to get smashed real hard by the Firebark Eldars. But looks like they're going to be trying to pull back in, realizing, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have gotten out of the woods.
Yeah, if they can get some support from the Loix Tricksters, though, their fire damage can do very well against these Terrorgeists with anti-large support from the Spears. But they don't have the support yet, so
No, and I mean,
you
always
need to get out of there.
Yeah, and fighting in the forest, you know, always a good idea for those Wood Elves, and it looks like they're going to be pulling in to the Wildwood Rangers. But yeah, this is interesting. But my big concern here is what the Wood Elves are doing is making even denser blobs.
Yep.
And those breaths are going to be even more devastating the tighter and tighter this blob gets. So I'm curious to see when these terror guys come out, what kind of damage we start seeing coming into this forest.
Absolutely, and it looks like we have one Terrorgeist who's setting up for just such a breath here. And yeah, these blobs can be so juicy for the breath. It could be almost an instant victory if they get a couple good ones off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're going after the branch wraith. Oh, and look, a Bargeist is crumbling already.
Oh, really? Man.
Yeah, just crumbled in seconds nearly.
So much anti-large in this forest right now for these vampire counts to deal with. And yeah, it's just looking rough. The Von Karstein Vampire Lord is already closing in on his healing cap.
Yeah, wow, look at that. Oh, here we go. I think a breath is about to pop out. The Terrorgeist in the left flank. Huge breath going down.
Oh, we're going to do some good damage. Not as much as I thought was going to happen, though.
Yeah, same. Oh, wow. Look at this. The Vampire Caster of Death is taking some pretty heavy damage. Orion is just a beast here. Anything that lands, he will just tank. And the Waystalker's putting a lot of pressure on these vampires to make a move. They can't just sit around and heal and put some breaths down.
I have to say, yeah, the combination of Orion's missiles with that Waystalker is absolutely devastating. And Orion, when they land, is no chump either. So this is looking like a really tough fight for the vampire counts. Invocation to Heck going to be going down, it looks like. Oh, no.
Yep, that's
Oh, wait, there it is.
Yeah, and someone just said, good point. For builds like this, vampires really need a Mortis to drain some of these units, unless they solely rely on the breaths, essentially, to take out the elites. Otherwise, the chaff just can't do it. Oh, wow. Orion's going after the Von Karstein Lord here, trying to be a hero.
Yeah. Ooh, that breath did some good damage for them. But, yeah, looks like the Von Karstein Lord is going to be dead. Melikos Mystifying Miasma probably going to be enough to do it.
Yeah, maybe. He's at his healing cap, so when any damage is permanent. Oh, the
And he's
Waystalker.
crumbling.
One shot here should do it. Yeah, that's the crumble.
There he is, and there goes the Vampire Lord. And as we all know all too well, without leadership, vampires just don't do well.
And they do have one caster remaining. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
the
he's
Terra Geist
also
looks like he's
crumbling.
about to fall. Yep.
Yeah.
And the other Terra Goose is, yeah, not long for this world. And Orion's just such a beast here. I'm not sure what can kill him at this point, especially with the spear support.
Yeah, no, at this point, the writing's on the wall. Firebark Elder are going to continue just chewing through all this zombie chaff. And, yeah, I mean, GG's, but real tough break there.
Indeed. Yeah, nice combo here, though. Orion and the Waystalker.
Yeah.
Not a combo you see too often against the Vamps, I'd like to say. But, yeah, they've done good, consistent damage on the Flyers and really forced the action here.
Absolutely. And, I mean, I won't go so as far as to say as this battle was lost on the drawing board, but this was definitely a tough match from the start for the vampire counts. So,
yeah,
well played to Dr. Payne. I think, if anything, I would have liked to see those breaths earlier on in the battle and, like, you know, try to bait those blobs and really focus on the breaths, because I think that you were right on, is that was the only strategy that was going to be able to get him a victory here.
And I'm not sure we saw all the breaths go down either. I only saw a few. Anyway.
Yeah, I think I may have seen all 3. I'm trying to think.
Well, there were 6 total that we should have seen.
Yeah. I know I saw 4 at least.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, some of them were lackluster.
Yeah. I wonder if the Necro would have been a better hero to keep, since they kind of needed that AoE healing in hindsight to help stand against this Wood Elf force, because that's why the Mortis is so strong. It drains as well as it heals with heals the infantry, all the chaff, Terra Gooses, so they can actually tank and win those engagements.
That's a good point.
But yeah, the Vampire didn't have that option, and yeah, it's a nice counter army by the Wood Elves.
Truly, though, and you know, we're gonna see Bella move forward 2-0 into the final. And yeah, great games to Dr. Payne. Better luck next time. And so we'll have our vampire count player, the first finalist. And now let's go find that lobby for Hadres, whose greenskins were able to take out Loopy's Wood Elves. Damn, I want to watch that replay. I hope they send it into the Discord. And it will be Furiosa's Dwarfs who took out Riggs and Skaven. Dwarfs beat Skaven? Dude.
Huh?
Okay, so...
The Council of 13 disapproves of this action.
Yeah, no, Furiosa, so his Dowie beat Dark Elves, and his Dowie beat Skaven, and now he's up against Hadris' Greenskins, who have beaten Wood Elves, as well as the Empire, as well as Beastmen.
Wow.
Yeah, no, these guys have both had interesting journeys to get here, and I'm very excited to see how this semifinal turns out. Yeah. Plus, I just love Beastmen. But you know what else I love?
Yeah,
Screaming Skull Catapults. Do you want to go over our Tomb King army for us?
Oh, you know I do.
Yeah.
And Screaming Skull Catapults, too. Such an incredible model. Just look at them for a moment.
I mean, what creature is that? Is it like a Skaven with a scorpion tail? I can't tell what makes up the base of these things.
Yeah, I have no idea. It looks like a Khemri War Sphinx almost, maybe. But
with no back
then again,
legs.
they're made of... And of course, the War Sphinx is made of stone. Anyway, let's go over this Tomb King army. It's a lot of skeletons, whether it be on a skeleton horseback or on foot. And that consists of, looks like, 4 skeleton spearmen. And as well, we have 4 skeleton warriors. So, just a ton of chaff here. None of the more elite Tomb King infantry, and now we do have, looks like, 4 Nekarn horsemen. Some very sturdy light cav. And we do have, oh, look at that, just 1 skeleton chariot. Now, for the leadership, we do have 2 Tomb Princes, and they each have Tomb Strike and Bladus Atep. Oh, one of them actually only has Bladus Atep. The other has the 2 items. And the leader for this army is Arkan the Black. He is the standard kit. Tomb Blade of Arkan, Staff of Nagash, Leap Mortis, Soul Blight, Spirit Leech, the Curse, and Life Leeching. And again, we do have a Screaming Skull Catapult. keep note, that is the most important unit in this army. Perhaps not truly, but it looks great. Anyway, what has the Wood Elf brought for us? Oh, and we do have a single carrion, Vanguard in the corner, and a single skeleton horse archer. Now, what has the Wood Elf brought to deal with this skeleton threat, my son?
Well, this Wood Elf has brought a light infantry contingent consisting of 2 Eternal Guard with shields and 1 War Dancer. Oh, just kidding. We also have the Winter Guard. Is that who this is? Yeah, the Winter Heart Guard Regiment Renowned Spearman with the Unbreakable trait. He is then going to have 1, 2, 3 units of Way Watchers with some Wild Riders in tow, and we're also going to have another unit of Wild Riders vanguarded off in the corner. For the heroes here, oh, just kidding, we have a 3rd unit of Wild Riders getting Spirit Leech upgraded over on the far right flank, bringing it to a total of 3. Spellsinger of Life is going to have Regrowth, Earthblood, and Power Stone, nothing else, and then we're going to have a Glade Lord up in the air with Prey of Anathrema and nothing else. So, looking at these armies, I mean, I have to say I do like the Tomb King army more than the Wood Elf army, to be honest. With Wood Elves versus Tomb Kings, I tend to go melee focused, but that's just my own inherent bias. But, yeah, I mean, I think these Nehekar horsemen are going to be very, very potent on the field, and it's going to be tough for the Wood Elves to protect these Way Watchers. I mean, what are your thoughts here, Romulan?
Yeah, indeed, I would completely agree. There's a lot of mobility on the field for the Tomb Kings, and there are only 3 targets that these Way Watchers can really get any value off of. The Tomb Princes and Arkan. If they're able to snipe the leadership, they'll be in a great spot, but there's really nothing for them to shoot. They can shoot the horsemen, though, the Nekarn horsemen, but you know, these horsemen, these chariots, they can just completely overrun these lines. And here we go, Skeleton, Screaming Skull. Opening up a volley. Not a ton of damage, but it does do some leadership, which, you know, helps synergize with the scare effects your army presents. Oh, here we go. He's trying to snipe out Arkan, though. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Arkan's about to drop. Arkan's not going to survive this.
No, and if the Glade Lady dives in on him... Oh no! He's gonna get away! Is he?
Oh, he didn't dodge that volley. But I think,
he didn't, yeah. Is he gonna crumble? No, critical binding. He's okay.
My goodness. I thought he was done for sure.
Cue the James Bond theme song for Die Another Day.
Yeah, seriously.
Damn.
slippery Archon. Look at this. The Tomb Kings getting very bold here, but
yeah.
Wild Rider caught out on the right flank. This Wild Rider is done for. No chance at all.
Oh, none at all.
The center here is very disrupted for the Wood Elf.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the Skeleton Chariot is going to get knocked out here, but it does look like these War Dancers are going to be compromised if they don't get supported by some Wild Riders. And right now, the only Wild Riders nearby are terrified, and the other ones are getting slaughtered.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, I think the play here is the Glady needs to go right after Arkan and just kill him. Arkan has nothing around him that could contest the Glady or any of, So just go kill Arkan right here and then pull your Way Watchers back onto the hill, protect him with this Wild Rider, and then fight the rest of the battle.
Absolutely.
But he's not going after Arkan. This is a key moment, and he's not taking advantage.
You are absolutely right. I mean, he is sending some Wild Riders around the rear to put pressure there, maybe shut down that Screaming Skull catapult, and they could also easily kill Archon if they get on top of him, but I couldn't agree more. This is the time in the battle where you count your blessings, you regroup, you pull back, you send your Lord out to kill their Lord, because as you said, there's nothing to contest this Glade Lord right now. And Archon the Black alive is absolutely unacceptable, because look at how much damage he's doing. He's doing soul, Spirit Leeches on top of the Wild Riders, and yeah.
Yeah, wow, look at this Wild Rider. This could be a huge catch. They might just get surrounded by these Skeleton Spears. If they don't pull out, it's starting to look worse and worse for the Wood Elves.
But as we say this, the balance of power is in favor of the Wood Elves.
Yeah, it is probably heavily influenced by Arkan here, though, since Arkan's so low and the Dragon's so healthy. But here we go. Tomb Prince about to drop.
Yeah, looks like it. And also, looks like the Wild Riders, though, have been countered effectively by Carrion and the Screaming Claw Catapult.
Yeah, we have a very dynamic fight here. The hero, the leadership disappearing for the Tomb Kings, as well as the Cav. But the Cav for the Wood Elves is almost completely taken care of. And we had to shop these miniatures. Oh my goodness. Screaming Skull shooting the Way Watchers now. They're so blobbed up.
Yeah. And right now, why is the Glade Lord not killing Archon? He's right there. Oh, just kidding. He's getting targeted by the Way Watchers now.
I think she's worried about the Tomb Prince, but yeah, right now, go after Arkin. This is the time. Just go kill Arkin.
Ooh, a big breath going down, though.
Which killed a lot of Wild Riders
Yeah,
as well.
unfortunately, that targeting just didn't go the way he wanted it to.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. Oh, he's just go kill Arkin, though, and then this could be their game, but... Yeah, I mean, it's saying it's Wood Elves, though. Like, the Wood Elves are winning heavily, but it looks like a very rough position for them.
When I'm looking around the field, though, it's just the infantry left. Like, I don't see how they're going to deal with the Forest Dragon. The Forest Dragon, I think, is why the Wood Elves have this, because the Ushabti summon is dying to the Eternal Guard, and right now there's just nothing here that can really threaten the Forest Dragon, in my opinion. Yeah, it's frustrating that Archon is still alive, but now the Glade Lord is starting to shoot him with her bow.
Yeah.
But
here we go.
yeah, it's over, I think, for the Tomb Kings at this point. Just there's no way to kill this Glade Lord, and there's still a heal on the field.
Yeah, the Tomb Prince is probably the only thing that could contest, but yeah, I agree though. I mean, the Glady with one good charge could just delete the Tomb Prince. And,
yeah. And there goes Archon too, but the balance of power has evened up more so now, even though Archon just died.
Yeah, it's all these Way Watchers getting routed and taking a lot of damage from the Screaming Skull and the Nekarn Horseman. But you know, the Horseman with the Tomb Prince, I think, could do very well against the Dragon here. And,
That's
let's
true.
see.
Well, what's it gonna be? I mean, which Tomb Prince is this? He has both abilities on, so yeah, he's gonna be a lot better shape to contest this. But the Nekar Horsemen are pulling away.
So was the Forest Dragon, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's the moment where you just go and snipe the Tomb Prince and win the game.
Yeah, well, there goes the last unit of Nehekar Horsemen. It would seem they're crumbling out of existence. I mean, yeah, Nehekar Horsemen. And with that, close game. Balance of power
these
still
two
even.
Way Watchers. Yeah, absolutely. These two Way Watchers have rallied. There was a carrion chasing them that crumbled out. And, yeah, once this Tomb Prince is dealt with, it seems like, yeah, it's just a Wood Elf victory. Here you go. Big charge coming down on the Wood Elf. I mean, on the Tomb Prince.
Yeah, that Tomb Prince by himself isn't going to have enough to get through all that HP. Man, he's going to be pulling back. And, yeah, balance of power is going to start shifting away again. But why is the Spellsinger in combat over here? Just doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, it seems like an odd choice. Maybe, especially with the Winterheart Guards, they'll tank this forever.
Well,
a couple really good snipes from the Wood Elves, you know? What?
Yeah, definitely. But I was going to say, if that Tomb Prince killed that Spellsinger, that'd be so silly. But no, not going to happen. That Forest Dragon, this is over.
As well, regrowth going down the Forest Dragon, and that's influencing the balance of power as well. And yeah, very good game. A couple great snipes from the Wood Elf, taking out the Tomb Prince and dealing a lot of damage to Arkin early on.
Absolutely, and I mean, honestly, I think we might have just been putting a bit too much importance on Archon there at that point, but I stand by what we're saying. It's like a 90% dead Archon is just as dangerous as a full health Archon when it comes to what he can do with abilities. So
yeah,
make sure you finish with your start if at all possible. Otherwise, it's just like you'll find yourself 10 minutes later going like, I thought I killed that guy.
Yeah, and I felt with the spears he could have protected the Way Watchers and or at least had a reasonable defensive position. The game could have just been won there a bit earlier.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It was still well played, but at that moment it could have just been, you know, go take the win at that moment. It's yours. But, yeah, here we go. But, yeah, those snipes, though. Great use of the prey of Anathema.
But you know what? Screaming Claw Catapult still on the field. No, never mind.
Dang.
I was going to say, I think there's still a chance the Tomb King's got this as long as the Screaming Claw is firing. But, alas, I jinxed it.
You know, I think he got a rank, though. Got one chevron.
Oh, ho. No, yeah, it did.
Hey, most kills on the field. Screaming Skull, always the MVP.
MVP.
If you have a chance to take this unit, bring it.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it can be quite useful. It's not the best against elves, in my opinion. It's great against low leadership factions, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like Skaven, Beastmen, Greenskins, you can use that to really do well against those factions. And also as a counter skirmishing tool, I find it very useful to make those archers route, support your
great.
archer engagement.
Absolutely, it's great for that, especially against the Wood Elves.
Yeah.
it really shines with its leadership debuff in those matchups, as you mentioned, and it's a lot of fun if you will team it with a Doom and Darkness and maybe a rear charge.
Ooh!
The leadership stacking from that, it's so it's 24 from the Discourage, Doom and Darkness, and then you know, the Fear from all your skeletons, and then the rear charge. I'm not sure what that is, so it's pretty mad. Escaping our just a myth, chat. Escaping our just a myth.
They don't exist. All right, everybody.
Don't believe what you hear. Don't believe what you see.
Here we go. How do you feel about this map, by the way? I guess it's a little unbalanced, but to me it's overall okay.
Yeah, I really dislike it because of the Vanguard opportunities.
Yeah.
It's always great when you have the 360 Vanguard potential.
Yeah.
And
it's also just very big. There's plenty of room to maneuver.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a hill on one side, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of ways you can go up. Like this right flank is very steep. Oh, yeah. I mean, very it's a slow incline.
Yeah.
A steady incline. And the other side, there's a lot of forest you can go up. So, I don't know. I like this map.
I do too. Well, I'm glad we agree. And would you like to go over the Dowie for us, by the way? Because this is a very interesting Dowie army, I have to say.
It is indeed a very elite Dowie army. Now, going over this infantry, we have the elite of the elite. We have 2 hammers, one of them being the Artois, Peak Gate Guard. What a glorious unit. They're massive AP damage. As well, we have a single Longbeard with great weapons, the Artois, the Grumbling Guard. As we also have 2, it looks like 2 Iron Breakers, one of them being the Artois, or Grimling's Iron Breakers. And now we, as well we have 1 unit of Slayers, being the Dragonback Slayers, the Artois. And look at this, looks like 4 Gyrocopters with Brimstone guns. Interesting, often you see the Steam variant here. Mm-hmm. A great tool to deal with Goblin Hordes. But the Brimstone gun, let's see how we use them. Great for the anti-large and killing chariots. And we have a single bow thrower, and for the leadership we have just a standard lord. It looks like he has a single item. Nope, where did he go? There he is.
There he moved again.
He's a star metal plate for an AoE melee attack debuff, and then he has a single bow thrower, and that is it. We see a very strong dwarven geometry. And what has the greenskin brought to deal with this dwarf box?
Well, I'm going to go into the tactical overview to go over this army because the deployment is quite insane. So
yeah, wow, look at that.
We're going to see 2 units of Black Orcs here. In between them, we will see a unit of Orc Boars and then some Night Goblins vanguarded around here. So it looks like we're going to have a total of, oh my goodness, 5 Night Goblins vanguarded in all areas of the map. We're going to have 1, 2, 3 units of Squig Hoppers, right? Or are these just regular Squigs? No, just kidding. 2 regular Squig Herd, 1 Squig Hopper being the Regiment Renown. We're going to have some archers here in the form of 2 Gobbo archers, along with the Regiment Renown Rusty Heirs. For the leadership, we will have Grimgor Ironhide. Oh no, and Grimgor is going to get sniped by these Brimstone guns, I guarantee it, and it's going to be ugly, and he's going to die quickly. Other than that, I think we have a Night Goblin Shaman over here. Going to have what appears to be Itchy Nuisance and Sneaky Stabbin'. No, not Sneaky, sorry. Sneaky Stabbin' and, yeah, no, Itchy Nuisance, I was right. And then we're going to have a couple of nasty Skulkers with some Chariots in the back line, and the action has already started. And, you know, what have we missed, Romulan, while I was trying to go over that army?
Not too much. The Goblins are trying to get in a good position. Oh wow, some nasty Skulkers just ate some blasting charges from these Iron Breakers. But initially we had the Goblins being discovered by this Dwarven box, and now they're trying to scurry away, get away from these blasting charges, and find some safety. Meanwhile, the Wolf Chariots are just picking away at this box, as the Goblins trying to get in a good position to hit this from all sides. Yeah. But oh my goodness, if only they had a Purple Sun or a Vortex here.
Oh my god.
Or Foot of Gork.
Foot of Gork! Oh. Just surround them, smash them all in there so they can't move, and then Foot of Gork them. But I love this strategy. I want to go back to Grimgor, who was getting sniped by these Brimstone guns, but then what did he do? He pulled his archers around Grimgor, and it's just Grimgor has his own little bodyguard of archers to support him and protect him from those Brimstone guns. A very nice use of those units to protect his lord.
Yeah, good early save, and you know, I'm not sure if they want to sit on Grimgore or go after the Black Orcs.
Yeah.
They don't have runes to kill the Black Orcs. They do have hammers, but Black Orcs might be the only tool to crack open this box. As well, these archers. I mean, the orcs, the archers, they might be the only things to really pry this dwarf box open and crack it.
I mean, I have to say, I love that the Greenskins are just slowly approaching this box. They're attacking the gyrocopter, so they don't need to go rushing in there. And it looks like they're just going to take their time, pull the whole army up here, and then be like, all right, let's start cycle charging in here. But yeah, shifting targets through the Black Orcs, all those Brimstone guns, we'll see what kind of damage they can do.
Now, like these squigs get a nice downhill charge here. I think they might want to go in first, you know.
Yeah.
Preoccupy these iron breakers so they can't just throw.
More loonies being throwing out.
Beautiful loon.
Oh, wow. Look at the damage it's doing in this dwarf. That is so sexy. I love it. Using the utility units to their greatest effect. And here comes some big charges across the line. And what will the Dowie do? All right, Wah getting popped as well.
This is the other thing. Oh, the Dowie again in, ready for a beautiful blast. I mean, a beautiful bomb run. Are they going to get the bombs here on the front line? Oh,
yes, they are. Oh.
It's odd. They're moving and still dropping. They want to get static in a good formation and then drop their bombs. And that's the thing. The Greenskin doesn't want to put all his units in here at once because the bombs are going to get massive value.
Exactly. The bombs are just going to pay dividends as these guys continue to blob up. But the Greenskin archers are in the range to support, and I don't know how long these gyrocopters will be able to put up with this range fire.
Indeed,
and also, look at the box. Like, look at the hammers right now. They're losing so much health, and Grimgore's in there now, and Grimgore is just going to be having a field day.
Yeah, Grimgore made it into combat, and these gyros seem to not be able to find a home. They're getting picked apart by the archers, and I'm not sure where they're going. They need to find a good place.
Sorry.
Oh,
nice smoke
beautiful
bomb.
smoke bomb there.
Yeah.
And, they need to get in a few good spots and drop their bombs. I really haven't seen a great bombing run here. They need to get a fast run on this front. The front's about to break, or at least getting close to it.
No, I couldn't agree more. And I mean, one thing I would point out for the Greenskins is I would love to see them putting these armies in a. Don't put everybody in at once. I just want to reiterate what you said. Everybody at once, it makes people susceptible to routing because of the leadership issues of the Greenskins. And I just think going in at this piecemeal would have been better, and using all of the archers to the best of their ability. He could have just been sniping down infantry from afar. And right now, if he loses it, it's going to be because he's close to the edge of the map and his leadership isn't going to hold.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing a little crack open up in this box in the back lane. The Slayers are roaming to try and seal it, but I like to see some goblins kind of pry in and get that back line bonus. But we'll see these archers and that big itchy nuisance right there.
Yeah. One other thing I would like to see from the Greenskins too is I wouldn't worry about the gyrocopters anymore. They're all almost out of ammunition. Just spend your ammunition on these hammers and slayers.
Yeah, I absolutely agree at this point.
Yeah.
The ammunition is gone on the gyros, and just kill these heavy dwarf infantry.
Yeah. I mean, with Grimgore in there, I think the Dowie are just going to have a hard time getting through this period just because Grimgore, now that he doesn't have the threat of being sniped, is just going to smash.
Absolutely, and look at it. Grimgore's in the back line now, too, getting that bonus, and another Wah's being popped. And like you said, that's the great thing about Grimgore. He just sits in combat and gets Wah after Wah.
Wah after Wah after Wah.
Wah.
Once again, stop shooting the gyrocopters. You have plenty of ammo. Kill the infantry. The infantry is what's going to lose this game. But then again, I guess the gyrocopters with rear charges could be very threatening, and I don't know.
Yeah, yes, perhaps. Oh, yeah, the hammerer here is the only real thing that can stand up to these Black Orcs. But, oh, wow, these are some great flank shots from the gyros here.
Absolutely. I mean, we see units routing on both sides. The Peak Gate Guard have had enough, but there's some Black Orcs wavering in the back, and with some rear charges, I could see them routing. And, this is still anyone's game, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see some of these rallying goblins pull around that flank and, get that rear charge bonus.
I have to say, I love to see Get Snick on Grimgore too. It's such a good ability. Very low cooldown, high melee attack.
Yeah, and he's an absolute beast when that goes on. What is that? 640 weapon strength, 87 melee attack.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts when he's that active.
That's with the AoE debuff from the Lord.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I think the Greenskins may lose this at this point because they just sent everything into that fight and never pulled out and cycled in and out. They've just sent things into the fight and left them there. And now they're running low on ammunition with the Rusty Errors. And the leadership is what concerns me.
These squigs are still hungry, though, my son. These squigs are hungry, and they're ready to feast on some dwarves. But, yeah, it's still an even battle. And it's still slightly in the, it's slightly in the Greenskin favor. So
Yeah.
Basically perfectly even at this point. It's really, yeah, can't really say who's in favor. Oh, wow.
There goes another Wah. But Grimgore's starting to waver.
Yeah, look at that. The dwarf leadership is,
Oh, wait, okay. There goes his health again, and it looks like if Grimgore can start chunking away at that Lord, he can do this. But
Grimgore
there he goes.
First standard dwarf Lord. Oh, wow. One hit. Just massive.
That's the thing. Grimgore, once he starts hitting somebody, it's crazy the comebacks he can make.
Grimgore, 107 melee attack right now. Now down to measly 87. But still, yeah, look at that.
Pathetic.
That completely changed the tide. Those swings with Grimgore's massive axe have completely put the Greenskins in an advantage here.
Yeah, completely. And, I mean, Ironbreakers are still holding, but other than that, the rest of the Dowie infantry is falling back. And a huge hit coming in from Grimgore with Gitsnick popped. But he is down to 295 on health. And will he be able to survive? Oh, he's routing.
My goodness, this lowly Night Goblin Shaman may be the one to finish the job here.
What is happening?
What is
Grimgore? Oh, yeah, there goes the Lord. And it looks like the Greenskins are going to win this the skin of their teeth as Grimgore runs off. And he's just like, I was just going to the bathroom. Don't worry about me. I wasn't running.
Grimgore can't run. What is this?
Grimgore's the best.
Grimgore is best. Yeah, look at that. The rusty arrows are being put into combat. Just this tide of goblins and the few remaining. Oh, another.
Oh no! Is the Lord going to stop routing? Ah!
Oh, look at that.
Dowie off the map. There's the chain route. Oh!
Yeah, that beautiful loon just shattered a couple units as well. You know, maybe that loon.
What do you
really,
think the kill count on that loon is?
I wonder, do we see loon kill counts on the goblins? I'm not sure if that's something that's kept, unfortunately. But I hope it is, and I don't know. It only says 14, you know.
Yeah.
So I only think it actually, if I remember correctly, that only got one kill. But it did a ton of HP damage.
Okay, gotcha. No, because when that loon went through that thick Dowie box, it was so beautiful. It did so much damage. Man.
Yeah, I think that was one of the best loons I've seen. And we know something about loons, chat. We know something about loons. But anyway, look at this. Oh, follow man here.
Dude, it's going to happen. I just love this map too much.
Yeah, man. Put a smile on my face just seeing the name of it across my screen. And yeah, man, this is a very dynamic map. Just because look how much you can Vanguard on it, you know? And it's a massive map as well. Like
it is, yeah. It's just
huge.
And it's one of those maps, you know, you can regroup and fight 3 different battles, you know. It's like people route off and hide somewhere, and there's so many different tiers of the battlefield too, and I would still really like to see one where, you know, players use these different levels for some crazy artillery play, but it doesn't look like it will be in this matchup now. I am willing to do either one, so what do you want to do here, buddy?
I could do the coast.
Alrighty,
I think maybe it'll be more interesting to see the coast first and then Greenskin second.
Alright, well, let's see what the coast has got.
Now we'll start with the chaff, the obligatory deckhand mobs. And we have 5 of them. Call them what you will, chat. Call them what you will. Backing them up, we have a single Death Guard. As well, we have 2 Morngulls. Now the Morgulls took a pretty heavy hit since their terror has been removed. So
that is a very serious hit, and thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, it's something yeah, it's easy to forget as well since the ROR still has terror, as they should since it is in their name, the Night Terrors. But we will not see the Night Terrors today. What we will see is 4 standard deck droppers. As well, we have, yep, the 2 Mongols. And now for the leader. Oh, we can't forget the Necrofex Colossi, the zombie boat. Now for the leadership, we have Vampire Fleet Captain, Vampires, all the standard stuff. Yeah, Invocation of the Heck, Summons, Drown Dead, the Power Stone, and we do have a Taunt for that debuff. And of course the passive Curse of Undeath. For the Lord, we do have Luther Harkin in the air. And looks like, what's that? Just, yeah, Hornswaggle. And that's his only item. So pretty cheap Luther Harkin. Now what has the Green Tide brought to deal with this
Well,
filthy zombie pirate threat?
let's take a look at them. So the Green Tide here, we're going to have a single unit of Black Orcs in the center. We're going to have Savage Orcs other than that, so 4 Savage Orcs to be exact. They're going to have some Orc Biggins on the outer flanks, left and right. An abundance of archers here, which looks like it's going to be Savage Orcs, so 4 Savage Orc Airboys, as well as 2 Night Goblin archers, one of them being the Rusty Arrows Regiment Renown, both of them having stock. Now, for the rest of this army, we are going to have some Vanguard shenanigans with 3 Forest Goblin Spider Riders. We're going to have the 8 Peak Loonies vanguarded back behind 2, and it looks like the Vampire Coast are going for these Forest Goblin Spider Riders immediately. Not a bad unit to try to snipe out early on. We're going to see the Night Goblin Shaman here with Vindictive Glare, and Azag the Slaughter with Spirit Leech, as well as Wa, Foe Seeker, and Get Back here. So we will see how this goes, but it looks like we're going to see an early loss for the Greenskins in these Forest Goblin Spider Riders, but it looks like they may be routing back towards the army instead of the White Line, and that will be their saving grace, as they still are rather healthy, and they should be able to pull safely through the lines once again, and bada bing, bada boom. Greenskins catch a lucky break there.
Indeed, very fortunate for the Greenskins. Now, they have shown their card in the back lines. All these Goblin Spider Riders have jumped out of Vanguard, out of the woods, and they seem ripe target now for these deck droppers. Perhaps a bit premature here, and now we have these goblins as well. These hidden goblins have been seen, and yeah, this is not where they want to be. Depth Guard and Mongol is about to charge down and just rip them apart. Those poor goblins, my son.
Yeah, I mean, they do have Unbreakable, haven't taken the damage yet, but yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that was premature. But I have just seen the 8 Peak Loonies perform surprisingly well in worse circumstances, so I'm not counting them out just yet. They're my boys.
They will fight to the last gobbo.
That is,
but to the last gobbo, they very well may be.
That is true.
They're dropping fast, my son.
They're dropping so fast. I think the big thing here is if they hold long enough to get these archers to support, but I don't think the archers are going to get there in time.
Yeah, as well, some of these archers are arriving in a bit of a haste. Perfect target for the Necrofex.
Yeah. Well, and now look at Azag the Slaughterer getting hit by Luther Harkin, a Spirit Leech, getting shot. Hornswaggle's on top of him.
He's Hornswaggled.
But Luther Harkin coming into a dangerous place.
Indeed.
That's just so many missiles. What is he doing? Luther, get out of there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is he just... He may be have his attention elsewhere because Luther Harkin is just getting melted right now.
I mean, right now, I want to see Azag turn around and start attacking him.
Fight this, yeah, absolutely. Needs to fight this. Yeah, there we go. The wall has been popped.
Oh my God! Look at Luther. Is Luther going to be killed, or is Azag going to come down? Oh wow, he's gonna get out just in the nick of time with an Invocation from the Heck.
My goodness, that's a huge win now. But these archers can quickly focus and melt these depth guard.
Yeah.
Because they need a break here. They have I don't know, what's that? 7 units tied up on these depth guard.
Yeah.
They're just a perfect target for the bombardment here.
Well, let's see if these archers can take
really
down some of these deck droppers. But man, yeah.
The glare's going down.
Ooh.
Some good damage. Oh, a nice breath though. A little trade there. Breath for a glare.
Absolutely, and I mean, this is such a steep hill. Like, these Greenskins are in a crazy uphill engagement. And some nice 8 Peak Loonies Fanatics being shot off there. I would love to see the Greenskins start spreading out, though. It's really frustrating to see them in such a clump.
Indeed, they have to get out to the sides and get some flanks. They have so much DPS that's just stuck in a blob here, not getting work done. If they can get the damage across the board, this chaff would just melt.
And I want to see a Spirit Leech on top of Luther Harkin. We need to see Luther Harkin dealt with. And right now, I don't know. I worry about the chances of the Greenskins the longer this goes on. But as I say that, I mean, still a lot of healthy Greenskin infantry. And when you look across the Vampire accounts, their chaff is running thin.
Yeah, indeed. And there's just not a lot to punish these blobs or the archers from the Vampires. Even if they send these bats in, these are all Savage Orc Era boys. They'll rip these bats apart.
Yeah. It looks like he is going to be moving the Necrofex Colossus in a bit closer, maybe to get that Terror effect, and a huge break from that left flank of the Greenskin infantry, and that balance of power has shifted quite dramatically.
They're really getting worn down here. These Mournguls, and now the Depth Guard have healed up. This blob is... They're trying to fight blob versus blob. That's just not the best way to do it for the Greenskins. These Black Orcs are about to break now, and the grind is too much.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, we'll see if these archers can't come back into it. Azag's coming in. A Spirit Leech and a Vindictive Glare with some archer support could be the end of Luther Harkin, but he needs to get it done now, not later, because, as we've seen so many times today, with these Vampire matchups, you got to finish off the leadership. Don't let them lose.
Yeah, and it can just start to snowball here as the power bar starts creeping.
Yep, and there goes Azag.
In favor of the coast. Yeah, and the chain route could be just moments away now.
Yeah, yep, there, that. I don't know why he was going to combat. Spirit Leech would have been the most effective way to get that damage in. Punish him if he comes back in the air. It looks like Azag may be coming back from this, though, so we could see a regrouping from the Greenskins. And here comes some Archer Fire going in. And a Vindictive Glare going in, too. And if Azag... Alright, there he is. He's not routing any longer. Azag gets a Spirit Leech down on top of him. Then Luther Harkin could be in a lot of trouble.
The power bar is just so in favor of the coast, so this is a really tough spot to be as Greenskin, since the power bar can just lose you the game. Even if you have reasonable health on some infantry, leadership, balance of power, and the effects of that. Just, I mean, just moments from the chain route here, perhaps, or being able to claw his way back if he can get some good shots off. But still, there's a full health Mourngul and a full health Depth Guard. They just buzzsaw everything from here.
Well, yeah, and we need the Vampire Fleet Captain of Vampires is still very much on the field, and I think the balance of power could shift here if he kills off Luther Harkin completely. But you're absolutely right. The Greenskins are in such a precarious position. The leadership problems they have is aggravated exponentially by the balance of power as it goes towards the Vampire counts.
Indeed, and now we even have these lowly deck droppers chasing Azag, and Azag is just running for his life here.
Yeah.
Now Luther Harkin can just shoot him as he chases all the while.
I'm not seeing any Spirit Leeches. Have I been missing them, or where have they been?
I think a lot of that magic has gone to the glares, from what I can tell.
It just seems to me a Spirit Leech is a way more efficient way to get damage down on Luther Harkin than a Glare, because of his...
Yeah, I think the concern was the distance, and maybe he didn't want to get Azag in there too close. I'm not exactly sure, though. I also think if you're going to do this combo, you really want the Wand of Jet for extra mana from the Night Goblin Shaman. So you can just pop the Glare, then do the Wand of Jet, and regen half that magic that you just expended.
So
it allows you to keep Spirit Leeching, just get more Spirit Leeches off, get more Glares off, and then maybe you could have killed Luther Harkin, because it's all about just, killing the leadership, as you've said. And, wow, look at that Necrofex Colossus, too.
Yeah.
Just a few key units, the Depth Guard got a ton of kills. Mournguls. And the other thing is, if he couldn't kill Luther Harkin, delete the Depth Guard or a Mourngul, But those Mournguls lasted the entire battle and shredded the Greenskin infantry. But it's a very tough matchup. It's very tough.
Yeah. I have to be honest, though. I mean, I want to give credit to both players there. Well played to Archon, and I really liked Hadris' army, but I feel like Hadris lost that. I think he had that, and if he would have played that patiently, I just felt like his archer power was so overwhelming, and if he would have just focused on going up a bit more even, keeping his infantry spread out, because that blob for me is just the one part that I'm like, that part baffles me. I don't know why the blob effect happened, and I don't know why the 8-peak loonies went into combat so early. So that's the part that frustrates me, because you're right, he didn't have a lot to counter the infantry from the Greenskins besides the Necrofex Colossus, but the Necrofex Colossus, in my opinion, is a temporary problem until your archers get in range, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Hodges just wasn't patient enough. I
Yeah.
feel like he definitely could have won that one, and I think he kind of threw it away there with the blob. You take red this time. I'm gonna take dark elves. So this is not the most balanced
Alright.
map. I just realized. So my apologies to the players, but I guess we'll deal with it.
You don't think so?
I think it's fairly balanced, but I could see somebody making the argument that one side has these big terrain features to anchor their army on.
Perhaps. Some parts are pretty even slope though, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, for the undead here. Okay, just was checking something. For the undead, starting with the infantry, we have 2 skeleton warriors. As well, they're backed up by 3 graveguard, one of them being the stearnsman. In the front, we have 3 zombies. Now we have 2 black knights. Now for what everyone's here for, the bat dragons. We have 2 terrorgeist. The mortis engine, just a standard mortis. And for the lord, we have von Karstein, vampire lord. For that bound tempest to help win those air fights. As well, it has undeath resurgent, the summons, the heal. But we do have Van Hell's Dance Macabre, and of course the passive, Curse of Undeath. And that is it for the vampires. What do Dark Elves have for us, my son?
Well, the Dark Elves have a infantry-focused army, as we often see in this matchup. And taking a look at it, we're going to have the Blades of the Blood Queen with that Guardian trait. These guys are badass, some of the best infantry in the game. Going to have 2 Blackguards and Nagarond. We are going to have the Hell of Broni, the Poison Dread Spear Regiment renowned. He's going to have some Blackguard Corsairs with Hambos, 2 of them, to be precise, as well as the Sisters of Singing Doom Regiment renowned Witch Elves. Now, to round out this force, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, we're going to have some Cold One Knights. And then we are going to have a leadership squad consisting of a Sorceress of Death with Spirit Leech, a K-Knight Assassin with Assassin's Trophy, I believe. Yeah, Assassin's Trophy and the Web of Shadows. And then Marathi on foot in her bikini with her antlers on. Gonna have the Wand of Caradon, as well as Soul Stealer, Power of Darkness, Heartrender the Dark Sword, Enchanting Beauty, Greater Arcane Conduit, and a Life Leeching. So, Brett's gonna be key in this battle again.
Indeed, and we see an early breath go up. It only kills 8 models on the Blackguard Nagron, so not really the best, but it's some early damage nonetheless to help recharge the next breath. Now, I'd really like to see this Sorceress have the passive magic boost item. I feel like that's a bit of a miss there. That could be a huge boost to the sniping capabilities of these units.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Now Arkin is not moving up his infantry as he's not exactly attacking.
Yeah, the summon counts as an attack. It is on top of the Cold One Knight still. It's just the Cold One Knight's pulled away from it. So, I mean, and he's charging in the Knights now too, so that will be attacking.
Yeah. Of course, the Dark Elf doesn't need to go to them. He can just try and skirmish this.
It's true. He definitely can. And more summons coming in, but Sister of Singing Doom going to be making quick work of those zombies, I imagine.
Oh, wow. Cold One Knight on a Terragoose.
Yeah. And
we'll
look
be able
at the
to get out
damage in that Terragoose.
Yeah, it's taking some massive damage here. I'm not sure if we'll see maybe a summon to help it get free.
Yeah, I'm imagining he'll have to resort to that, but he did just do a summon recently, so he's going to have to do it quick. I mean, he's so desperate, he's sending in the Von Karstein Lord.
Oh, here we go. Black Knights here to help him get free, though.
Yeah, as well as
the Black Knights would really want to take.
Yeah, no, but here comes the other Terrorgeist.
But now, where are these Blackguard Corsairs going? They need to be supporting this fight, but now, boom, yeah, these Golden Knights just got shredded.
Yeah, they're just going to chalk that up to a loss, it would appear, but I would have loved to see the Blackguard Corsairs capitalize on, like, why are you moving towards the infantry at this?
Yeah, there's no reason for them to do so. Yeah, they could just sit and skirmish this and use their ammo and try and make them waste the hex on these units here. At least I think that'd be the best thing to do.
Okay, now there needs to be an attack. What's happening here? I'm going to give this...
Of course, they don't want to. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. You need something needs to happen from the vamps.
Yeah, I'm going to give him 20 seconds before I type something in.
Though he is moving the infantry. I mean, that's something, but...
Yeah, but he's not moving them towards him, and he's not summoning anything. So like I say, I give grace periods for maneuvering.
Yeah, a warning I think would be needed for something. Of course, all he needs to do is summon a unit. Oh, a nice breath, though. Look at that. Beautiful breath.
Oh, yeah.
And, oh, a decent dodge. Still has quite a bit of health. That looks like half health on the Witch Elf. An interesting choice, though. Maybe he's just trying to get clear the Witch Elf so he can charge everything in and just try and stack Marathi. Yeah, that loss of the Cold One Night was a huge early hit for the Dark Elf. The unit could have been absolutely paramount to win this fight against these large units and kill the other Black Knight.
Okay, Spirit Leech going down on top of the Varkarsang Lord, getting some unit shooting at him. Don't know. Alright, summon counts as attack, so there he is attacking again, but... Okay, now he's going in.
Yeah, if he kept pulling away, that would have been, yeah, but he needs to engage here. Oh.
Yeah. Is that going to be an Overcast and a Heck? Or it was going to be a Soul Stealer, it seems.
Yeah, this looks a very risky spot from Marathio, but the Witch Elves, will they...
Oh my god.
Rampages?
Oh, Rampages! It Rampages going down on 2 units if it gets that other Terror Goose. Okay, one Terror Goose and get deleted.
Yeah, the big thing, the Blackguard shouldn't be going into this fight. They need to turn around and hold back this this great tide of vampires.
Breath. Be careful. All right, so yeah, Blackguard and Aggron turning around, going to face the Mortis Engine.
Oh wow, this other Terror Goose diving into combat though.
Yeah, this is insanity. What is even happening? All right, Rampage going down on top of this one too, and tons of damage from that Doom Bolt.
Yeah, these wow, another huge volley from the Blackguard Corsairs as well. The Black Knight's trying to tie them up, but with one of them free, they may be able to get rid of this Terror Geist here if they can keep targeting. Is that Spirit Leech? My goodness, the loss of these 2 Terror Geists completely changed this.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the invocation from the Heck to try to bring it back, but that Terror Geist...
Oh, and the Mortis is Rampage as well.
Oh my god!
And it's almost crumbling.
This is nuts!
If a Spirit Leech goes down, I think that would win the game.
Yeah. This is... Wow, this battle's... The Healing Cat for the Terrorgeist is, fast approaching. This is...
Yeah. Even if it gets out, it's, yeah. Oh, no,
look at the Mortis Engine. Mortis Engine's about to crumble out, too. This has been an absolute slaughter as soon as the battle begun. I mean, these vampire units are just getting sniped so hard.
Holy crap. My goodness, yeah. This one, 100-0. And beautiful use of the sniping eye. Still, the Spirit Leech with the Soul Stealer. And now a Soul Stealer comes down. Even, everything's gone already.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Vampire Lord still on the ground, but Marathi's getting in combat with him, and the Sisters of Singing Doom are close by. If he gets Rampage...
Oof. I don't think we saw, those blobs really needed the breaths before... seems like the Terror Goose went in when it needed to, drop its breath.
Well, yeah, no, when Terror Goose was getting killed and the other one was going up in the air, I said breath, 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 because I thought it was about to be a murderous blob of Blackguard getting taken out, but that was a complete 180. And Hadres just smashed him.
Yeah, with some very cheeky skirmishing from the. It makes me laugh saying skirmishing with the vampires, but anyway, still with some summons, they got an early win, removing a Cold One Knight, which could have been a critical unit perhaps in tandem with that Witch Elf, but regardless, that Witch Elf MVP, rampaging everything, just everything on the vampire roster.
Absolutely. The Witch Elf, absolutely key in that fight. And I love that pick here because vampire accounts can't snipe the Witch Elf with missiles or anything, so it's absolutely necessary. And when you have an army like this that can such strong sniping potential, I think that was beautifully played. This reminds me of
we could see a 40 stack. If we had a 40 stack versus a 40 stack, just wave of slaves versus skellies.
That sounds outstanding, and I think we need to request that from the players now. Like, hey, can you please give us a 40 stack versus 40 stack? We need it.
Whoever brings a 40 stack wins. If you bring 39 units, you lose.
All right, well, it looks like we're getting loaded into it now. I want to thank you all for being here for the 4th tournament of Season 2. Thank you all, and to the players, well played so far. And Archon versus Hadres. Let's see who comes out on top in this ace match. Who's your money on, sir? Just kidding. You can't answer that. We're the casters. We are unbiased and make no predictions.
Yeah, I think my money's on the person who plays the best, the player who plays the best. Now, if someone's saying who counters TK, I think Chaos and Norse guy have the best shot. But honestly, I don't think Tomb Kings really have a hard counter. Maybe Vampires.
Yeah.
Vampires can be pretty tough for them, and Coast can give them some problems. But I don't think it's a hard counter though. That's the thing. I think Tomb Kings is one of those factions. They can win any matchup, and no matchup's terrible for them. There are matchups where factions have the tools to deal with them and give them some trouble. But I still wouldn't say because of Tomb Kings the first play style, they can always present counter play.
Well, would you like to go over these Tomb Kings army or the Skaven army, sir?
Yeah, I will indeed. And yeah, the thing is with Chaos and Norska, they can just run through the front line, but still, Tomb King's the first play style, which can really force the hand of the Skaven or anyone who they play. And as we go over this Tomb King army, we see there is a mass of skeletons and Tomb Guard.
Wait a minute.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's 5 Tomb Guard. Cool. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, very strong front line. 5 Tomb Guard, 5 skeletons. Tomb Guard can be pretty tough for Skaven to really deal with. I mean, they have some anti-infantry tools that can just crush them, but they're standalone infantry besides their RORs. Could have tough times because of the fear in the back of units. Now as we go over the mobile units, we have 1 Nekar and Horseman on either flank. As well, we have 4 Skeleton Horseman Archers, 2 on either flank. And on one flank, the wooded flank, the forested flank, we have 2 Tomb Scorpions hidden in the forest. Their natural habitat. As well, now for the leadership, we have the Lich Priest, Lord of Death. Just with Spirit Leech and the mana replenishment item. And for the leadership, it is a Tomb King without any items, just on his Khemri War Sphinx, looking glorious, I might add. And I believe that rounds out this Tomb King army. So, as I predicted, construct heavy, and yeah, a lot of skeleton on horseman archers.
I mean, that army seems to be cavalry heavily, infantry heavy, and construct heavy, if that's possible.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's a pretty all-round army. And what have the Skaven brought to deal with this, my son?
Well, the Skaven have brought a rather large army as well, and their army will consist of a hefty amount of Skaven slave spears. I would go ahead and just venture to guess 3. Was that it? As well as 2 Clanneret spears with shields. We're going to have the Blight Scabs Plague Pack, Regiment Renowned Plague Monk Sensor Bears. We're going to have some regular old Plague Monks behind them. What appears to be maybe a 4th unit of Skaven Slaves that I initially missed. We're going to have some Skaven Slaves in the back here as well, supporting 3 Rat Ogres. We're going to have 2 Warplock Giselles, one of them being Natty Boo Boo Sharpshooters. And then a Warp Lightning Cannon. It's Zap, going to be the Regiment Renowned Warp Lightning Cannon there with the debuff to your power recharge rate.
Zap, zap.
Zap! We got a Warplock Engineer with nothing other than the Warpstone Armor for that AoE damage effect. And then he gets Lord Skrull, Librebonicus, Rod of Corruption, Stand Your Ground, Vermintide, as well as Blessed with Filth and Aura Pestilence. So, here it goes, and what are we seeing the targeting on as this battle starts?
Now it's been a bit of a varied approach. Now it looks like it's switching all onto the Skeleton Horse Marchers, but look at this. I love the Tomb Scorpions just hiding in a couple trees here or there. A massive single entity. Just hanging out in the forest. Invisible. And now they make their move, springing out of the forest. A terror in the night. But it is day, folks. And these Skaven can see them in plain sight, and they are going to be very, very worried once they hit the front line. And they could wreck this right flank. This right flank for the Skaven as the Tomb King approaches looks very vulnerable. As well, it could zap. Doesn't have much protection there. But oh no, this Tomb Scorpion going right in the front line. Just going right after it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit nervous at this point. I would switch the targeting probably over to the Tomb King or the Lich Priest of Death even, and just, this is going to be scary.
I hate this placement on the Warp Lightning Cannon, my son. It's blocked by this little hut here. It can't get the crossfire it needs to help support these Giselles and rip the Tomb King, but the Rat Ogre herd is coming down to smack the Tomb King. Will we see a Lieber? No, the Lieber's been dropped from the Tomb Scorpion. Look at that.
Wow.
The Tomb Scorpion's almost gone.
That's an
Nice move.
interesting pick. Yeah, no, it's really taken that Scorpion down so hard, and if he can take care of that Scorpion real quick, that'll be a huge win taking that Terror unit off the field.
Oh, look at this though. Oh, yeah, Skeleton Horseman Archers look like. Huh? Oh no, I guess only one of them's going into Giselle, as
Did you
Rat Ogres were there to support.
I'm sorry, I want to shout out one of the coolest tactics I've just seen there is Bless with Filth being used on the Warplock Giselles. So they are poison.
That is beautiful. That is a beautiful move.
The Tomb King is poison, slowed down. Like, I really thought that was a cool move. But anyways, going back to what you were saying, I mean, what's going on here with the Lich Priest in the front line?
Yeah, the Lich Priest is in a bad way. One Tomb Scorpion is crumbling out, but it's all about killing these constructs and trying to keep these Skeleton Horseman Archers at bay, which is looks pretty rough because this left flank for the Skaven, there's just this huge opening, and these Horseman Archers, I mean, they need to just go in, I think, and hit these Giselles.
Absolutely, but I mean, now the Blake Scab's Plague Pack is coming in, as well as some Skaven Slave Spears, and I don't know, the balance of power is a bit Skaven favored, and I have to be honest, like, one Scorpion is down, and with another Liber Babonicus to go, you know, he has the capability to perhaps delete the Caster or the Tomb Scorpion, and then we're just down to one big construct.
Indeed, but we need these Rat Ogres to go and help support their lord. Stroke was taking a pretty good beating from the Tomb King here. He's down to, well, he just lost a third health. He's starting to lose more. Spirit Leech going down on him. But if these Rat Ogres can come back to the center, they could just put a beating on this Tomb King and probably win the game from there.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, one Tomb Scorpion down and the other one's at about half health, and there's still a good amount of chaff.
I have to say,
are healthy.
And also look at the cav for the Tomb Kings. A lot of the cav has been neutralized. I mean, right now the Skaven, their Warp Lightning Cannon is still alive. They have Rat Ogres over here against the Tomb Kings. I mean,
Ushabti Summon coming down though, and not a moment too soon. As the Natty Boo Boos could have just helped, really just put the finishing touches on this Tomb King here. He's at about half health. He's got a bunch of Rat Ogres chasing him down, and he doesn't have the speed to get away from him.
And the Liber Babonicus is cast down on top of the Tomb King as well. So he's taking rear damage. Liber Babonicus is on top of him. And, yeah. The Warpstone armor is also going down.
It's slipping into a Tomb King favorite game, though, which is surprising, as the Tomb King himself may not be long for this world, as the Rat Ogres, yeah, he's lured the Rat Ogres right onto the Tomb Scorpion, which I think is not, you know, I mean, it's going to sacrifice his Tomb Scorpion, essentially, and I'd send one more Rat Ogre to just keep harassing this Tomb King.
Absolutely.
Keep putting a beating on him.
Yeah, and he's bringing the Regiment Renowned Center Bears back around, which he absolutely needs to, because he needs that demagoguery effect nearby this blob to protect from terror routes.
Indeed, that's going to make this super strong and a very tough shell for the Tomb Kings to crack, especially since they're almost out of ammo on their Skeleton Horseman Archers. One of the best tools is to clean up these Rat Ogres, which otherwise are a perfect counter to their remaining strongest units.
Yeah.
They can just beat down the Tomb Guard and put a, I mean, this Tomb Scorpion's about to just disappear.
Yeah.
But it is still in the, oh no, I mean, it's starting to claw back into this Skaven favorite game.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Well, it's that Warpstone armor is absolutely clutch right now, but it looks like the Tomb King is caught on and is trying to kill the Warlock Engineer, but he's going to get chased off by some Rat Ogres, and this is such a close game. Such a close game.
This is a huge misplay, though. The Ikit Zap is routing off. He needs to rally that. It didn't, remount the artillery pieces, and that's massive. It could have eliminated the hero, all the leadership.
Well, he's also pulling. He's pulling too far out of position. He got too far away from the Regiment Renowned Center Bears, and now.
From the light scab pack, and leadership gone. It's Tomb King game now.
Tomb King game.
Ever more in their favor.
Tomb King's game to lose.
Well, Stroll can rally here, but he's in a bad place, my son. Well, another Spirit Leech, and he's dead for. I mean, he's done for.
Yeah, I mean, that Liber Babonicus, in all honesty, on top of the Priest of Death probably would have been a better choice. He could have deleted that unit, got rid of that. But look, the Tomb King is taking some damage. This is such a crazy battle, but yeah, looks like a Tomb King victory. What's happening here? This Tomb King.
And Stroke is still alive.
Yeah, and
Stroke needs to get something down. I mean, he needs a summon or I don't know. It looks like it's GG here. Just
Oh,
everything's routing for the Skaven.
there goes the summon. Everything's, yeah, wavering, routing, but there's some Plague Monks coming back into that blob. Okay, stand your ground popped on top of them. So Skrull may be able to live a little bit longer.
As well, there's a route of corruption, but yeah, I mean, there's a terror route, and that's GG.
Yeah. I have to say, Romulan, that artillery placement may have lost the game for him.
Yeah, it hurts, man. The Council of 13 disapproves of the artillery placement. It might have seemed like a good idea initially because it, removes a flank for them to attack you, but obviously, I think in hindsight he would have done it differently. But
Yeah.
we'll play to the Tomb King, just holding on. It was a very close fight, and the Tomb Guard really showed their worth today as they protected their Tomb King.
Yeah, I mean, look at these
very
kills. 82,
Yeah.
129, 74, and like, yeah, got to give all credit to Archon there. Like, his cav really came in clutch there in the late games, and I mean, he uses Tomb King very well, and it's just a well put together army. I like that army quite a lot, and Hadres really, really close, and I think there's a couple points he had that in the bag, but not having that artillery placed very well, I think, cost him a lot.
As well, the position was was a bit vulnerable at the time since the Giselles had they got a few rear charges on them. They need a few more Rat Ogres protecting them.
Mm-hmm.
The Giselles stayed online just a bit longer, and then also he didn't remount the artillery. It seemed, at least not late in the game. But another thing, I feel a great tool for Skaven in that matchup. Actually, I mean, Skrull is always good with the lever.
Yeah.
I think the Bonebreaker is a great tool in that matchup. He's something who can, really put a beating down on the Khemri War Sphinx.
Mm-hmm.
And, he really hits hard as the Rat Ogres hold the War Sphinx down. He just gets the damage done. And, a few more swings, that Tomb King could have died and could have been a completely different game. That balance of power was going back and forth at one point.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might have changed, like half a dozen times over the course of 30 seconds or a minute.
Oh, absolutely. That battle was so back and forth, and yeah, it's that's why I love this game though. It's not so much just about which faction's better. It's about who messes up more and who plays better. It's so fun to see those back and forth matches because I have to be honest, I was on the edge of my seat there. I had no idea who was going to win. It just kept going back and forth.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's such a dynamic matchup because it really just comes down to I mean, it seems, repetitive or redundant, but it's the play on the field, especially in close matchups like that. Anything can happen. Just keep a good position or, whatnot can lead you to a victory or a defeat.
Absolutely. And, huge shout out to Hadres and Archon the Black, though. Both of them excellent players playing that very, very well. And
they both played very well today.
Definitely. And some good sportsmanship all around. I haven't seen anybody being poor sports to the other players. So I appreciate that very much as well. But also, chat, thank you for being here today. Pleasure having you. And how many people are we talking to right now? I think we're in the 70s for most of it. Yeah, nice. 75.
Yeah, looks like it.
So, yeah, thank you guys all for being here like that. But y'all have a lovely day. I will catch you next time. Romulan, thank you once again. I'll see you later.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. And yeah, have a great day. And all y'all have a great day as well. And thank you again. See y'all soon.
All right, later. All right, chat. I'm signing out. Catch you next time.